will be on Instagram. And hey, YouTube, it's Leah Lorder, your favorite megachurch cult survivor in the car. I'm actually out and about, so I'm hoping Wi-Fi is going to be okay. But I'm actually on live on TikTok and I'm live on Instagram. Hey, Carlo. So you'll see me talking to the TikTokers and anyone that comes on Insta as well. So for those of you that don't know, my name's Leah Lorder and I'm a mega church cult survivor, and I spent 18 years in a mega church cult to come to the realization that it wasn't a church and it was in fact a cult. And I came to this realization during the pandemic, and since then I've been online and I've been exposing the tactics and the characteristics of a cult and how they indoctrinate you and keep you trapped in the self-sealing system. I've also done a lot of work around deconstruction and deprogramming because I was in the cult for 18 years. That has helped me to deprogram my mind and my ideologies around high control groups. And I want to say a high control group can be religious though, but we'll say high control groups or high control religious groups for the purpose of the conversation. And it's brought me to this moment where I'm now online. TikTok, please like up the live. Thank you. I'm now online and I'm now able to share the knowledge that has helped me. I'm not by any means, like arrived. That's what they'd say in the cult. I'm not arrived. I've still got a lot of healing to do. But because I've got myself to a place where I'm somewhat emotionally, partially stable enough to come online and share my experiences. So that's what I do. All right, so I've been exposing church cults for a specific church cult. I've forgotten the name. Oh, The Plug. I've been exposing a church called The Plug Global. And I've been exposing the pastor Timothy there for some of his quite, I don't know what to say, kinky fetishes, if you like. Oh, hey, Jermaine. No, I'm not on holiday. Do I look like, am I giving holiday vibes? Sorry, guys, people are asking me if I'm on holiday. Maybe I'm just gonna bring the sunshine to you guys. I just bring the sunshine. As soon as there's a little bit of sun out there, your girl is outside in these streets. But I receive it. Jermaine, I receive it. I receive it one. I receive it two. I receive it three. I take it. I receive it. Oh, hey. RD, I'm gonna message you today, okay? I'm in a lot better spirits because you don't have to understand. I'm a trauma survivor. I deal with mental health, yeah. Oh my gosh, look at you, Christ fit. Oh, you're in the cut chair. Is it given Dubai? Ross, all right. You lot, is that what it's giving? Thank you, lot. And it got me thinking, guys, as I've been exposing this, I'm trying to bring it back, Jen. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, Instagram. Rise and shine. Oh, RD, I'm going to message you today. We're going to have a phone call, my love. Yeah, we'll have a phone call. I'm just speaking to some survivors about some content. Anyway, as you know, I've been exposing The Plug. I've been exposing up Pastor Timothy. He's been just doing the most. This guy has been, I spoke about it yesterday. I just don't even know where to start with him. I'm still trying to process it, but some women have come forward basically talking about his narcissism, talking about his, like his cheating. Because you know what it's about, guys? People can repent and they can change their lives and they can do, the ministry and whatever. But we have to look at the character, and we also have to look at what the healing and that deconstruction process was after they finished doing up their worldly or carnal or whatever. What work did you put in to fight those demons? What work did you put in to overcome, to be in a position where you're now in a church and you're now leading people? Timothy Bayoni of the Plug Church. Oh, hey, Aurora. So his ex has come forward with major receipts. There's suspicions there around LGBTQ plus happenings in tow with receipts. There's just so much. I mean, the list is endless, and I've got a bit of a mind block with it. But basically, with this pastor being exposed, because basically he's a bit of a clout chaser and opportunist. Yeah. Oh, you don't want the tea in it. He's a bit of a clout. Okay, all right, guys, just catch the tea. Yeah. This guy has literally come from nowhere over the space of Christ. 111. Can you help me with the dates and times and years, babe? I think he's over the space of a couple of years, maybe 4 years. Is this sounding right? 3 to 4 years. This guy has just come from nowhere, started this church, this Plug Global Church, and it's just like swollen. Because what you need to understand is, with these type of churches, yeah, that target and recruit solely young people, these churches are going to grow really quickly because young people are excited. It's like when you invite a young person, you have like an under 18 rave. Remember, these young people can't drink, they can't go to clubs, you can't really do much until you're 18, yeah. So these churches are kind of tainting themselves as like, no, they're camouflaging themselves almost like to appeal to young people, like nightclubs or like events or whatever, and they ain't got no money. Most of the young people that are in there are so vulnerable. Do you know what I mean? They come from single parent homes. Their mum barely got money to give them for their lunch, barely got enough money to buy them, a new school shoe. No wonder why he submitted to Paul and Joshua Selman. Yeah. So there's a survivor on Instagram that's talking about this Timothy Bayoni guy and saying that he submitted to Joshua Selman. And this is the thing, everyone was screaming Joshua Selman. I don't even want to put Joshua Selman down as a healthy preacher to listen to, but you lot are just, the ones of you lot who are still listening to every man of God, you're just deriding. Do you know what I'm saying? Like all of these pastors, like you feel like you need to hear someone. Hey, Kiki. You feel like you need to hear a message. It's like you need to hear something. You can't think for yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying not to listen to pastors and not to listen to, but bro, do you know what they're doing in their quiet time? Because a lot of these pastors are closeted. You know what I was reading as well, you lot? Because I suspect that this Timothy Bayoni guy is closeted. Yeah. Hey. Oh, thank you, Operation. And I saw a TikTok video where a girl was basically exposing the King James translation version. Listen, I'm not getting into, who wrote the Bible, who did this, we know that King James has done a version. I'm not saying that he's Paul and it was inspired by the Colin. Oh, Loretta, you're such a queen. But what we need to know is that King James, yeah, basically he was he was in the closet. So he was LGBTQ plus, and apparently he HATE'd women, and he did a book on the Book of Demonology. So guys, when I heard that, I said, oh, chair, because apparently he's taken stuff out of the Bible. So it just started getting me thinking, because I was saying that these pastors, like where they preach a lot about LGBTQ plus, it's a sin, Sodom and Gomorrah, it's projection. They're doing too much. Do you understand what I'm saying? And wherever, guys, can you hear me on TikTok? Morning Blue Skies, wherever they're doing too much, or they're scapegoating, or they're like blacklisting a certain group, or let me know if you can hear me in the comments, guys, because my reception, it looks like it's gone a bit mad. Yeah, it's this projection that you hear like in the preaching. Like, why are you so pressed? Like, why are you not talking about it so much? Like, you don't even get that much LGBTQ plus people in the church anyway. So why they feel like they need to focus on this group? Innit, Loretta? Did I say hey to Blue Skies? Why they feel like they need to be focusing on this group? Further disenfranchising them from not even society, but just being able to come into the presence of God when the scriptures tell us that God says to come as you are. So I'm a bit confused. So it started getting me thinking, and I said to myself, this is the issue. This is the problem that we have, guys. It's the fact that these guys, because this guy, Timothy Bayoni, he was with his ex up until about 2022, but still in communication, 2022, 2023. Girl, let me know if this is right. And then he got engaged to his fiancée, Mia Cerise, in 2023. And then this church that they've got going on has just swelled. But again, it's the fact that these men can just come from nowhere, just get a whole, do you know what I mean? Like no proper theology kind of training or whatever. But these guys, what you'll notice is they know a lot of the words with some of the theology, because remember, they're fake, they're scholars of false doctrine. And what you need to understand is a lot of these, especially the young people, a lot of these pastors, a lot of these leaders, a lot of these men of God, it's regurgitated false doctrine, ideologies of another man. So they will never, thank you, my love, they will never come and say, oh, the Lord, it's very rare that they'll say, God spoke to me, the Lord said this, the Lord said that. It will always be, oh, this man of God, like they'll quote a man of God, like this survivor's talking about Paul and Nietzsche and Joshua Selman. They'll reference it to a man of God that did something for them, or taught them a certain doctrine, or taught them a certain truth or whatever, and then they'll regurgitate it, and they'll be very confident in what they're saying because they worship these men of God, they worship them like gods. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they don't think that anything that they say is wrong. Hey, Mariko. Hey. YouTube, let me know if you're watching, where you're from, like in the world, what cults you're from, and TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. If you want to do the same, let me know where you're from in the world. Let me know what cult you're coming from. Church cult would be good to know. So anyway, guys, there's just a lot of uneducated men and women of God that haven't healed from trauma, because you need to understand a lot of the way that they see trauma is not through a lens of like evidence and research base and theory and science, and it's not based off that. It's based off false doctrines and ideologies of a man, coupled with, oh, look at this idiot. Listen, you see this guy who made the video of me? Knowledge, you need to get a tissue. I've actually got some content of you, bro, because yesterday you were sniffing up your own snot, baby. You were swallowing it like I'm swallowing my chai latte. So before you come on and you do and you're laughing, I think the last laugh's gonna be on you, sweetie, because I had to tell you to get a tissue in your life. Call me mother. I had to tell you to get a tissue, my love, because you had bogies in your nose. Your nose was running, child. You didn't even know. I've got all of that footage. I'm just going to use that bit, because before you little boys come online and want to be doing up talking about God and want to be doing up leader and this, that, and the third, you might want to go and wipe your nose. This is what I'm saying. You lot are a bunch of little boys. You're a bunch of little boy. So you need a big grown ass woman like me to tell you to get a tissue and blow your nose. You're talking about projecting trauma, babe. You're like 20 years old. What do you know about trauma? All right, knowledge, let's pull you up. Oh, will you come up onto my lives, actually? Because you said, do you remember when you said that it's not that platform? You don't like to talk on lives because it's not that kind of platform. You just want to be a dictator like your posters. Why don't you come up and put your video on and show everybody how handsome you are and how well you speak, how eloquent you are? Why don't you come up on the live and let everybody hear you, knowledge? I'd love you to come up. Oh, thank you, read me. You know, these little boys are just coming in talking absolute human fecal matter. I don't know what my Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, put on your video. That's a part of the condition.
I don't want to see you.
Yeah, you got to put on your video, otherwise you're not coming up.
All right, then you can drop me. I don't listen to you. You're not my master.
So why are you here? You've already got a master. So why are you here? Why are you here, you little idiot? Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? Do you know what I'm saying? Why are you here? He's come up. Guys, do you know what's crazy? He's come onto my live. He's come into my live. This cult troll has come into my life, and then I've requested him. I said, you got to put on the video. Then he said to me, I'm not his master. You're projecting. Now that's projection, because you feel like I'm your master. You know them ones. You feel like I'm your master, Gerald. But it's all right anyway, because you know what? I need to keep the lives clean. I'm not going to do that up. I've just blocked him because I've just remembered I need to keep all my lives clean. But let me explain to YouTube and Instagram what just happened. There's a severely, heavily indoctrinated little boy who goes to World Changers. What is it called? World Changers. Some church called his leader is Jeremiah Babatunde. And he did a little video basically saying, because he did a live yesterday saying that he doesn't want to respond and it's not about me and he doesn't want to give me like to talk about me and whatever, but here he is on my live commenting up, even requested to come on the live. And even when you heard him in the face, he's just got a crush. That's all it is. It's given obsessed. But do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. If I were you, I'd be obsessed too. Hi, Haynes. It's just a bag of little boy, man. They're just obsessed. No, he's not being serious. So anyway, he went on to go and do a little video and basically say that church cult survivors, we don't want to take spiritual accountability, whatever that is. We don't want to take spiritual accountability, and we're out here saying cult, and they're not cults. Like we all haven't been, like we're all not survivors of narcissistic abuse with church cults. Do you know what I mean? And then you want to be coming on and devaluing people's experience. You've got absolutely no education. There's actually a miseducation. You're ignorant. Do you know what I mean? You've been on earth for about 20 years and you want to come and tell my 38-year-old fine self something. All right, babe. But these guys just don't know what to do because okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how the men in the church have absolutely no game. They're very like, I want to say, I don't want to say feminine because I don't think that would be the right thing to say, but I want to say delicate. I want to say fruity. I want to say just no backbone. Just know that just it's given like, you know, like coward, like that type of vibe. And another thing is, a lot of these church wives, they don't have no experience with a real woman. They've never had experience with a real woman. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's absolutely no game. So that's why in church cults they have to arrange the marriages. They have to force people to marry people like that knowledge guy. These guys don't even put they don't even moisturize their lips, Joe. Do you know what I mean? That's why when they say it to me, oh, you're trying to destroy the church. You're trying to destroy the church. I'm just thinking to myself, babe, but he's trying to destroy. I'm not trying to destroy nothing. Maybe if you look greased up your lips here and there, do you know what I mean? Your wife might want to kiss you. You get me? So basically, they're coming from the outside with absolutely no game. All right. A lot of them are young. They got recruited when they were 15, 16. So that's why knowledge is getting excited to come on my live. The adrenaline's rushing. Did you not hear his voice? But I'm not going to lie. A lot of man them do get nervous to come and approach me and speak to me. Hey, Burgundy. A lot of man them do get, they get very shy. So that's what I was picking up. Hey, Ines, you're on YouTube. Oh, okay. And YouTube are telling him that he's from London and you were in charismatic Christianity for some years, but no longer. Oh, brilliant. So you got delivered. Do you know what, guys? Today, when I was on my way back from somewhere, I was sitting there and I was thinking, do you know what? I'm so free. And I was just bawling my eyes out crying. And I was saying, do you know what? I'm so free from these dusty, fruity men in these church spaces. Because a lot of women's lives have been destroyed by these little boys that they arrange marriages with and coerce and indoctrinate people to marry. They're absolutely broke. They've got no money. They've got no career history. They've got nothing to offer a woman. They're still a little boy. They don't know how to lead a woman. Guys, do you know what? If you speak to majority of the women, in these fake Christian settings that have been absolutely bamboozled by these fake pastors, and you question them and you say, oh my God, oh look guys, he's on Instagram. Oh my gosh, he's on Instagram now. Oh, do you know what? You can stay on Instagram because I don't think it's as sensitive as TikTok. So if you want to stay there and admire me, Michael Adejunju, whatever your name is, that's absolutely fine. You can do that, my love. Because it's given obsessed. But do you know what? I'm not going to lie, and I'm not even going to make it about you. But what I'm going to tell you, babe, is that because you're severely and heavily indoctrinated and your pastors indoctrinated you to be a follower and to have like an obsessive behavioral attitude to everything that you do, this is why you're on here absolutely obsessed. All right, I'm just going to let you know that. So for me personally, I was just feeling really good that like I've been delivered from these dusty men. Thank you, my love. Because what happens is they arrange the marriages in the church court. And so people like Michael, he's got absolutely nothing. I don't think he's got an education. Michael, are you a care leaver? Did your have you had both of your parents growing up? Because you're giving, I think what you're giving is an unsecure attachment. You grew up in poverty and you haven't had a father figure because you seem to be obsessed with a lot of male men of God and you are doing up a lot of regurgitated false doctrine from a lot of like, I think that probably because you didn't have a father around, you felt the need to be codependent and form trauma bonds with these spiritual fathers. That's why you're severely and heavily indoctrinated and you might be on the spectrum as well. Undiagnosed. So what I'm going to say, guys, is in these church spaces, they indoctrinate the people. And remember, I told you there's a psychology behind it. It's called life mapping. So in cult psychology, they map out your life. So everybody does the same thing and they have the same journey. So everybody will be indoctrinated to become a pastor, then a reverend, or go on missions or start a branch. Because they're desperate. You've got people like Michael that are leading churches. Ooh, actually, let's put his face up behind on the screensaver so everybody can see who I'm talking about on TikTok. Thank you. And then I will proceed to show TikTok and I will proceed to show Instagram. So this is the guy that's having the chat for me. This is him. This is the guy, Michael Adinjay. This is who's having some chat for me. The way I look right now, as expensive as I look, this is who's having the chat. This is who's having the chat. Yeah. I've got this little boy coming onto my live who looks like this, babe, you need to get off. Seriously, you need to get off. You need to get off. Because if you're looking like this, babe, and you're trying to come and have chat for someone who's looking like this, you're looking like an idiot outside in these streets, yeah? So before you come and you're going to try and have some chat for me online, go and fix up yourself, yeah? All right. So anyway, just so everybody knows who I'm talking about, who's on there commenting up. So the problem is, because you've got young men like this who are saying that they're leaders and doing up the work, and someone like that is severely insecure. So he was probably very insecure as a child. He seems like someone who would have been on the periphery. So I don't think you had a lot of friends growing up, my love. I think you were the black sheep of your family and also in school. And so when people have low self-esteem, and because I think you might be on the spectrum or you might have some sort of behavioral condition, what it's given is that you don't have the best social skills. So I don't think you're very good socially, Michael. So that's why I think when you do your lives, you don't want anyone to come up and you don't want the communication. That's why for people who are on the spectrum, that have BPD, that have bipolar, these kind of environments appeal so heavily to them because they need to have structures and routines in their day. And so because they can't deal with like social situations and they can't be in, certain groups with others, etc. When they're in these environments, they're indoctrinated to be a steward, to do up cosplay, to play a role. So because they need familiarity and they need routine, they're basically putting on the identity of the cult leader so that they can be able to function. Yeah, because you're probably high functioning. That's what it's given. And do you know what, guys? I'm not even saying that to make a joke or whatever, because do you know what I mean? I'm just saying that's what I've observed of him through the couple of times that I've seen him on live and also on the video. Another thing that I want to say as well, I want to mention, is a lot of women are marrying these young guys. Guys, I've got stories for days. I know of women who have got married to these dusty men like Michael. They have had absolutely no money because they'll be indoctrinating him. This guy might even have a beloved. Can you imagine? They're forcing a girl to marry this dude. Could you imagine waking up next to that every morning? Hey, Hazel. And the thing is, they don't understand about marriage. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they sell them a dream in there, like it's a fairy tale. Then when they get into the marriage and Michael's got no rent, Michael, have you got money to put down for a deposit, my love? They've got no money to put down a deposit, even to rent a yard. They've got no money to do nothing, but you're thinking about a wife. You're thinking about a wife, but you ain't got no peas to buy a house. You ain't got no education. You ain't got nothing. This ninja's got nothing. He's got no education. He's got barely any qualifications. But you're going to get married and take someone's child, take someone's daughter to go and be doing up husband and wife. Guys, people are getting married in these church cult spaces as young as 22, as young as 23, as young as I got married at 25. I got engaged after 2 months and I was married and pregnant in under a year. And this is what they will do to you. They will indoctrinate you so heavily to the point where you don't think logically, you don't have critical thinking. And guys, that's what freedom is, Guys, you know what freedom is? Freedom is the ability to make choices and decisions independently. That's what freedom is. When that freedom of choice, that freedom of speech, that's why we have human rights and equality rights. We have characteristics that protect our ability to free speech. So when that gets taken away from you, and that's exactly what they do in a cult, in a nutshell, then your freedom is taken away from you. Your ability to think, to make decisions, to logically think, to critically think. And this is why you see these women that are doing really well. It's the men that hold these women back. They go and get them to marry dusty men. They ain't got no qualifications. They ain't got no background experience. They can't hold down a job. They go and get these women that are very, like go-getters. Women that are working in the city, that's why most of these men, when you go on the school run, who's picking up the kids majority of the times? Ain't it the dad? Ain't it the father? These men have turned into glorified nannies. And then when they've got someone, so you see like Michael, he's like giving that simple vibe. So you've got someone like that who has got absolutely nothing going for them, but because he's doing the work of the Lord, the leadership, the ministry, they'll get him to marry a girl who's, like stable. That's what they do. Because if the guys ain't got ish, but they've been coming to the church court and they're giving all their time, they're doing outreach, evangelism, out on the streets every day, kissing the pastor's derriere to the point where they're in the intestine, they're going to give them someone good so that they can help to stabilize the members. So they will know, okay, this guy ain't really got much going on, but this girl's stable. She's on 40K a year. She's got her degree. She's got her place. Do you get what I'm saying? So they will make the woman lower her standards to marry a dusty man that's got absolutely nothing going for himself. Guys, like up the life, to marry a dusty man that's got absolutely nothing going for himself. And then she's tied herself down to poverty. Now she's got a chain of poverty around her. So when these women, That's why I don't, these church cults will have an independent woman will come in, beautiful, confident, go get her, whatever. She ain't even interested in man. She's interested in her business, this, that, and the third. Oh my God, as soon as she gets in that church, now she just wants to be a housewife. Everything's about beloved, marriage. Now the girl's goals are out of the window. Now it's her dream to have this kingdom marriage, this kingdom building marriage that's gonna, save all these people. And it's just absolutely human fecal matter, man. The way they indoctrinate the women, they indoctrinate you to see yourself as an Irvin and to see yourself as a lave. And one thing I want to tell you, especially for anyone who's on the FYP or who's watching that's a cultural, or if you're a dusty like Michael, one thing I want to tell you is that I'm not here for you. So if you're like a Nia Cerise, a Pick Misha and a Barbara the Builder, yeah, where you've gaslit yourself into marrying someone who's closeted, that's fine, you could do it up. But I'm not here to convince you that what you're doing up is not a lave, or it is a lave, or you're wearing abuse as the crap. I'm not here to do that for you, Jer, because if you're severely indoctrinated, and it's probably epigenetically as well, where your generations and ancestors have been a Barbara the Builder and a lave for many years, Jer. So it's not, I can't come in and break, like 100 years or 50 odd years, you know what I mean, of your ancestors being Pick Mishas. I can't do that. That's way too much of a gruesome task for me. All I can do is educate people. What they need to understand is, and Michael's coming on here calling me the minority. Oh God, the minority that's speaking out loud. We ain't a minority, Jer. Do you know what I mean? I've got well over 10,000 followers across all my accounts. That ain't a minority. Okay, baby. Do you know how much views I get? 650,000 views on Instagram on the Strange Woman post. Some of my posts have 100. People don't even get that on social media. There's people that have been on TikTok and social media for 4 years, 5 years. They've never had a post. Been on Instagram for 10 years. Never had a post go over 100K. So, baby, when you're saying that I'm a minority, does your pastor have a post with 650K, Michael? Do you have a post that's gone that viral before in your life? Okay. So when you're out here and saying I'm a minority that's making waves in the car. The stats speak for themselves. Thank you, Erica. And I look damn good whilst doing it as well. And that's why they can't take it. They're just haters. There's this spirit in there because the women are Pick Mishas and Barbara the Builders, and they feel the man to marry in there by creating this. Because lads, all right, kings, listen, I'm going to help my brothers because I talk a lot about women and I'm a lot in my feminine energy. I want to talk to the brothers. Listen, you need to be careful of the women that you're getting involved with. If you get a woman who's a Pick Me Shot and a Barbara the Builder, it seems great at the beginning because they want to do everything for you. They're trying to buy you. They're trying to, cook all this stuff, but it's not real. It's a facade. Because that woman, she don't want to be your wife. She wants to be your mother. She wants to control you. She wants to control your every move. And God forbid you end up going for one of these women that's internalized misogyny. What these brothers need to understand is the women that internalize misogyny and the ones who are screaming on the internet, I'm submissive, I'm obedient to my husband, they are the most cantankerous, stone of ages, like a rock. These women, they're like a rock. You see, when they get into arguments at home, these women will be not chatting to the man, for a good couple of weeks. That's why a lot of it ends in divorce, or they're like not talking, they're just coexisting in the yard. Do you know what I mean? Because these women are EVIL, even the most basic fundamental principles of Christianity, which is to forgive. Is it to forgive to forgive your neighbor, to love yourself as you love your neighbor, whatever. They can't even do that. The basic principles of forgiving their husband, the one that they live in the house with every day, that they've been married to for 20 years, they can't even forgive him and they think they're going to heaven. And then these same women want to come online and start having some chat for me. All right, babe. All right, my love. So what I'm going to say to you, because I know a lot of unhappy married men. Yeah, because being a beautiful woman, I see a lot of things from a lot of different lenses, and that's why they say, like, if you look at a lot of TikTok posts and things like that, they say that being a beautiful woman is a bit of a blessing and a curse, because you're lusted by a lot of men. That's why I'm single, because I've got brains, I'm intelligent, I'm not just a beautiful face. I've got something up here, so that's why I'm single at the moment. That's why I'm celibate. That's why I'm loving myself. I know my value. But I've seen it from a lot of different lenses. So I've seen it from the other side, how these married men act. Do you understand what I'm saying? On the flip side of it, the way that they go on, like they're single, and the way that they talk about their wives, the disrespect. I've known girls that have been sleeping with married men with absolutely no protection. The wives have been pregnant, and these gal have been getting around. There was one gal that I knew. Oh my God, this girl was sleeping with a different guy every single day of the week. And basically, I was seeing the guy's friend that she was dealing with Thank you, Nasi. I love you. I was seeing the guy's friend that she was dealing with. And when I tell you this girl was sleeping with a different guy every day of the week, this girl had chlamydia. So she's walking around with chlamydia, yeah? She's got this guy's married. This guy's married, he's got a wife at home, this, that, and the third. You know, guys, there are married men that pay women to have terminations, yeah? So she was just around sleeping with everyone. And this guy was sleeping with her bareback. Married, you know? Married. So this is the kind of stuff that they do, you know, they really don't care. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they really don't give a damn. They have absolutely no respect for their wives. If you think you're gonna sit there and you're gonna tell me you've got a husband that you've been married to for 10 years, he doesn't get you gifts, he doesn't do anything special for you on your birthday. Whenever you go abroad, it's always with the kids. You don't do anything with each other. There's no passion in the relationship. There's no there's no passion, there's no intimacy. You lot have become more like a brother and sister, or you've become more like a tenant in a house share. Hi, Ange, a tenant in a house share. There's absolutely no romance. Do you get what I'm saying? And they'll tell you, oh, when you've been married for 10 years, you don't, it's not like you're humping each other like, you know, rabbits. You know, when you're in that honeymoon, you can always tell when a couple is in a honeymoon phase. They will be all over each other. But when you have been able to stand the test of time, been able to go through the struggles, been able to lift your husband up, been able to be there as a faithful wife, strong, being an idiot, taking on everything that he does, whether he cheats on you, take him back. He puts his hands on you, take him back. Because we do not divorce in the Bible. And our marriage is an example of how you can love. Even though I am closeted, I am in the closet. So what I'm going to do is project all of my LGBTQ hate onto the congregation. And I'm going to use this lavender marriage that I am trying to convince everybody. That's why, you know, that Timothy Bayoni, that's one reason how I know that guy ain't right. The way he feels like he needs to display his relationship. I'm going to compare two pastors that I've seen online here who are a bit active. I'm going to compare Timothy Bayoni and I'm going to compare the guy Omar Taki from ARC, yeah, in Forest Gate. I'm not advocating for anyone. I'm not vouching. I'm not minano. But the people who have come forward when they've mentioned this Omar guy, they've said that he's a good guy and he's from my ends W10. So I know he's a real one. Because if you get a real one from my ends, you're real to the core. We're very, very loyal. So when you compare them to Omar Taki and his wife is fine as hell. Have you not seen Omar Taki's wife? Ooh, she is fine. So he's got a very fine wife and he will put things up on the social media, but it's not like overdone. It's not like giving false or fake or forced or like fabricated. Do you know what I'm saying? It's very natural and the girl looks good. Do you know what I mean? So he's posting her up and he's saying, oh, you know, you can tell it's genuine. But like Timothy, that guy don't know. He doesn't know himself. Do you know what I mean? He's in there washing the gal's hair, washing it and doing, oh, guys, it's just absolutely ridiculous. You know, you see these men, especially narcissists, they will love bomb the hell out of you. And because these men of God most of these fake men of God are narcissists or sociopaths or psychopaths, okay? So they are master manipulators. They will love bomb the hell out of you. Where's my people then that have experienced a narcissist jam? The way they love bomb you, it's crazy. These guys will roll out the red carpet for you. They'll get you a private jet to fly you out to go and meet them in certain countries. These guys really do pull out the red carpet jam. They'll bring you a chauffeur. They'll do up everything. They'll do up everything and beyond. They'll tell you how beautiful you are. They're just fake. Because a man like that doesn't exist. There's no like perfect man. Yeah, Erica is in Forest Gate. There's no perfect man. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you see a guy, he's just acting. It's all acting. There's no genuinity. Like marriages aren't perfect, baby. Your husband will go and do a big fat number 2 in the toilet and stink up the yard. It's early in the morning. As soon as you open your eyes, you're just smelling the stench from the toilet. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're seeing your wife wake up looking an absolute mess. Because there's very few women that are like naturally beautiful when they wake up. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they don't really change a lot. And this generation is just totally dependent on makeup. That's why I think this generation looks so old. Sorry, guys. Not all of you survivors, please don't take it personally because the survivors look good. But I look a lot younger than a lot of these gal them in that are 25, especially these church goers, Jal. Look at the women that are in the church that are my age, 38, because I'm nearly 30, I'm nearly 40, I'm going to be 39 next year. Look at these women that are in the church cult that are the same age as me. They look washed up. They don't have this youthfulness. And then they're going to cut, they're in their little place. Oh, she's a Jezebel, she's this, she's that. Oh, but I look young and beautiful though. Why do I look younger than you? You're saying that you've got all these blessings from the Lord, you're this, you're that, you're married, you're blah, 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 blah. Why do I look younger than you? It's all the makeup, the caking of the face. And then it's like, because the makeup is like a filter. So when you're used to wearing the makeup all of the time, it's like you don't feel beautiful without the makeup. So a lot of us need to learn to just like strip back on the makeup a little bit so that we can love ourselves, like our natural faces at its core. So a lot of the gal them are dependent on makeup, and that's why I think that, you know, the millennials, have you noticed that the women that are like millennials, what would millennials be like? 30 in their mid to late 30s, mid 30s, that kind of, we look young. Because back in the day, we didn't have like these wigs that were ruining our hair and our follicles and pulling back our skin and, you know, like washing up. Because that wig, I'm sure it does something to your skin, man. So we didn't really have wigs. We didn't have, thanks for the follow, my love. We didn't have like the makeup like how it is now. It was only the celebrities that had, you know, like the contour and like that full face of makeup. We never used to do it like that, Jack. So we would rarely wear makeup. It was like the 90s vibe. So I think that's why the millennials, I think that's why we look younger. Yeah, girl. But this generation, it's like from 8 years old, you're seeing them doing get readies with me, putting on all of these chemicals and products on their face. A lot of people have said, Leah, what do you do for skincare? I'm just keeping it honest. I use soap and I make my own stuff, my own oils and creams that I put on my face. I'm good. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's like, oh, thank you, Arida. But it's like this generation is so lost. And then you've got people like Mia Cerise, all of these gal, they're lost, child. They're leading a generation. It's the blind leading the blind. They can't even see, and they're claiming that. Do you understand that prophets are seers? When you get a real prophet, they should be able to get like a word of knowledge that should be accurate, because you're supposed to be hearing from God. You shouldn't be getting things wrong. So if you're getting things wrong, you're a false prophet. That's why you should be so quick and so fast to say out prophets. Because now, Mia, you look like an idiot. It's only a matter of time until more receipts start coming out about Timothy. This is just the beginning. That guy's done people dirty, and what he did was he was chatting to various different people around the era of like 2020 to 2022. And then when his ministry started getting off the ground and whatever, and then he started preying on Mia Cerise to when he was plotting, because he's an opportunist. She was an up-and-coming evangelist at the time, and she was getting a lot of clout. So he jumped and rid off the back of it. You see these man them like Onyeka and Timothy, yeah? As soon as the gal them start to get some bad media coverage, or people start to, you know, like when the people leave you and it just turns. So what's left now? Because he didn't want the girl in the first place. So now when she doesn't have the support and she doesn't have the following, he's psychologically checked out. Also, his ex told me, this is a bit of tea, and this is to confirm what I'm saying, allegedly. When Mia Cerise was getting dragged for filth in the Shade Borough because she was somewhere in one of her little conferences saying that she was a virgin until marriage, she didn't do it with anyone like go the full way. Like basically she just used to do stuff with men. So now everyone's in the comments, they were dragging them for filth. Like, what do you mean? Because why do you think so now you're gonna sit there, Mia, and you're gonna think that you're better than another girl who has been getting her back blown out since whatever age, because you've been sucking on a lot of different bananas for so long, like, and you think you're better off than another girl who's maybe, she might not be a virgin, but she might have only slept with like a 40-year-old woman who's only slept with like 5 people or 2 or 3 people her whole life. Not that body count matters. Oh, look at you, girl. You changed your name again. Not that it matters, but it matters to these gal them. That's why I sit here 10 toes, 10 toes. I'm in a care. Do you know what I mean? I was in the cult for 18 years, bitch. Like, I was married for nearly 10 years. Do you get me? Like, what do you mean? I was celibate for 7 years when I was in there. So even if I was to sleep with a different guy every day for the next 2 weeks, my body count would still be a lot lower than a lot of these gal them outside in these streets. Yeah. So when these mega church gal them want to come and have some chat, I hope they know I hope they understand the chat that they're entering into when they're coming into my kitchen. Yeah. So anyway, back up, because I want to give something to my kings. A lot of these gal them will be fake because we want to trap you. We're not like that. We're not like that. Women don't like cleaning. We don't like cooking. We don't like picking up after people. We don't like none of that. So when a girl comes to you and she's like, oh, I just want to serve my husband and I just want to cook and clean and just serve you and just, it's all fake. It's all fake. It's fake. So when you get a woman who's on her sprinkle-ish, well, she do, because me, I'm telling you straight. Me, I'm going to tell you from the jump. I ain't going to be cooking every day. I ain't going to be doing that. One thing I will be doing is cleaning, though. Let me not lie. No matter how much I'm tired to do up sprinkles, I can't be in a dirty yard, yeah. So that is not even like a thing. Like if you're around me, I'm going to be cleaning constantly. Okay. But that's for myself. That is like almost like a spiritual practice when I need to cleanse my space or my area or whatever. So if you're with me, you're just lucky that it's a clean room. But they will fake it. They will fake it until they make it. They sell you a dream. Men, this is why you have to start to change your perception about women, especially women who have high standards and are saying, I don't want a man who acts like this. I don't want a man. And they tell you up front, this is it. You don't get put off because you feel intimidated, like you ain't got that or you're not at that level. But a lot of the time, it's not even like you need to be at that level, but you need to fight for that girl. You need to put in the work. If a girl's easy and she's coming to you like begging it, like, oh, I just want to cook, that's a pick me. Don't you understand? You especially you man them, yeah. Hey RD, you see the man them that have sisters. You need to think about your sisters. You've grown up with women. Why do you think that this woman, oh the Lord, oh I just want to serve my husband? Why do you think she's going to be different? Think about your sister. We're all the same, sweetie. We're all the same. If a woman comes here and she says that she likes to cook and on hand and foot, cooking every day and cleaning the yard and doing up all of what she's doing, she's a liar and the truth ain't in her jar, unless she's a chef and she enjoys cooking. Yeah, because no one, even washing up the dishes, all of that. So what happens is, because the women are liars, these wives, yeah, they trick the man, they fool the man into the marriage, they sell them a dream. Then now when they're in the marriage, they're stuck. They can't come out of the marriage. They've married the woman because of the fakery, because of the lies that she's sold the guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now when they get into the marriage and the woman's now like taking out her resentment, her anger on the husband because he's just sitting there, he ain't doing nothing. Now she's making more money than him. He doesn't clean the yard. He's not doing nothing. He's not helping with the youth. But you told him you were that. Oh, my husband doesn't have to lay a finger. Because you're so desperate to get the ring and the marriage. My husband doesn't have to lay a finger. I am here to serve the man of God. So these women unalive themselves. They develop chronic health issues. They develop mental health. Their body gets worn out because this 40-hour, 38-hour, 35-hour, 40-hour a week just working. Women, we're not built to do heavy manual like labor. It's for the man. The man should be out working, and we should be in the house taking care of the home, beautifying ourselves, being in our feminine energy. So when the man comes back, we can get a good blowout, yeah, and please our man. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed. I'm not being with no man when I'm not in my feminine energy. You having a laugh? I don't care, babe. If you have to go and get 3 jobs, 5 jobs, you got to work overtime. This and that. I mean, I care. That's what you got to do, because with me, there's no fakery. What you see is what you get. If I say I'm going to deliver, I'm going to deliver. If I tell you you're going to get the best blowout of your life, you are. Like, that's what it is, because I speak facts, baby. And I'm confident in my source and my juice. Yeah. So these gal, them, a lot of them, and guys, there's all different types of wives, but they are so sly. These women that are pick-niches and Barbara the Builders, they're the worst. They're the absolute worst. These women will, in your back, they will lie, they will step on necks and throats just to get what they want. They are not truthful. So that's why the marriages don't work. Because I think over the years, men have been deemed like, oh, the man is cheating. Or he is, how could you do that? You know, when I see these women on TikTok and they're talking about the affairs and the cheating, but what did you do in the relationship? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not here, guys, I have to give a different lens, because it's not always the man's fault. It takes 2 to tango. But they're always blaming the mistress and then they're blaming the man. It's just ridiculous. It's pathetic. What did you do in the beginning? I've heard so many different men that have been in marriages, they've been divorced, whatever. And the way the girl has preyed on them, yeah, they've strategically done it. They've identified their victim, and then because they're pick-niches, they'll act. Guys, we've got a lot of little things that we do, and I'm not going to say it because I'm part of an alumni of Galden. I don't want to give away my game, but you know what? The pick-niches don't have games. They don't have game. They have manipulation, seduction, deception, and lies and charm. Yeah, and people do idolize marriage, so they think, and this is what I'm saying, like, they think I'm here to destroy. I'm not here to destroy. You lot will destroy each other in your marriages. How about that? You lot will destroy each other in your own marriages. I don't need to lift the finger because you lot are so unhappy, Jaya. These women are on the cusp of a nervous breakdown. Let me tell you a story about a guy I was seeing real quick. Because I said to you, I've been on, especially beautiful women. We see a lot of the different lenses. Do you understand, to how these men act? Especially because for some men, I'll be their dream woman. Or I'll be the woman that, like maybe like back in primary school or whatever. Let's say they were a nerd in like primary school. That's why I really do play on. This is a little tip for my gal then. That's why I really do play on the 2000s aesthetic, ladies. I really do play on that, video vixen. Because all of them, man, then when they were in school, they used to watch the video vixens. That was their crush and their dream. So when you see me now on a night out, that's what I'm giving. So you were the nerd. You couldn't get that girl back then. And this is the problem. This is what happens in marriages. They marry the woman for 50-50 to use her, to ride off the back of her. And then he's been with her for like 10 years. He's not getting the back blow now. He's not feeling satisfied. Now he's realized he's made the biggest mistake of his life and he's resenting the woman. And then he sees me in the club. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's seen his dream woman now. So now he's on it like a hot car bonnet. Because once they get the money and they establish themselves and they want the woman, they couldn't get that woman before because they weren't in their league. Because remember, high value women, they're not going to be with a dusty. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now they can get the woman that they want. That's when you see them outside acting a fool. Yeah? So there's a lot that goes into it. But let me quickly tell you this story real quick, guys. Pre the tea, yeah? So I was chatting to this guy, right? This guy told me he was single. He told me he wasn't with, these Nigerians. He told me he's single, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, all right. But he told me it was like a situation where, I don't know if they were separated, but guys, I was naive. Come on. I didn't know nothing, Chair. Told me that they were separated. Anyway, long story short, yeah, girl, they're all married. Most of them are married, child. That's why I'm single. I don't even go to clubs anymore. I'm not about like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, So, and that's not even, that's because I love myself. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I don't want to lower myself to that standard because a lot of these wives are absolutely dusty. Do you know what I'm saying? They're just not on my level and I'm just not going to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? With a guy that's got a wife hitched up somewhere in Nigeria or whatever. And if I saw her on the street, I'd think she was begging for change or that she's a washed up 304. You know what I'm saying? The body, the way she stands, everything, it's given everything. So me personally, I just like to keep myself to myself. But anyway, let me tell you about this guy. So I'm seeing this guy now, yeah. So guys, anyway, long story short, he's told me that he's separated, this, that, and the third, yeah. But you know how these Nigerian guys, like, he wanted to do everything for me, this, that, and the third, and I wasn't complaining. You know, God, like, baby, if you would have paid some of these bills or whatever, So anyway, long story short now, guys, I can't, because I don't want to bait myself out, but just basically, I stopped chatting to him, I stopped seeing him anyway. I'm not going to say why. And then, long story short, why like 3 weeks later? No, not 3 weeks. This was like months, like maybe 6 months later or something. I get a phone call from my brethren, basically telling me, oh my gosh, let's say his name was Ade. So he's like, oh my gosh, did you hear like Ade's wife unalived? I was like, sorry? Excuse me? I'm shocked now, like flabbergasted, like, oh, okay. The truth is coming out now. The truth is coming out now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, these ninjas, they're liars, child. So anyway, catch the tea, yeah, guys. Listen, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Like, you see these married men, like, they don't give a f about their wives, child. They don't care. They don't respect them. They don't love them. They don't give a f. Because this ninja, yeah, I said to when my brethren called me, I said I give this ninja 3 weeks to 2 months. He's gonna be ringing my line. Guys, no word of a lie to you, God is my witness here. Within 3 weeks, this guy's ringing my line. The woman don't even have a headstone. The soil's still warm. This guy's ringing my line, to get sympathy from me. Oh, this and that. But he was still trying to use girlfriend. Oh, my girlfriend unalive, this, that, and that. These men, they don't give a damn. And that's what I'm saying. Because I've been on the other side and I've seen a lot. It's like, it's wizened me up to understand. Hey, Charlie, it's what my girl band members there. Remember I was on X Factor on that girl band in 07. My girl band members here. Hey, girl. So that situation really opened my eyes because this woman's mum unalived, not to like maybe it was like a month or a couple of months before. So I think, and this guy treated her so badly. Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Why didn't he chat to me? That's what I'm saying. These guys are so like, just shoot your shot. Do you know what I mean? Because he was decent. Shoot your shot. He just blew me a kiss, but he didn't chat to me because you know what it is. Guys get intimidated by me and they think I'm out of their league and I'm gonna be like overly expensive. I'm like, but they just need to try because I'm really down to earth. He was so cute, child. Ooh, he was dressing good as well. Ooh, child. But you know me, I'll take the kiss. I just want to be adored. I wish you lot could see him. He was fine, yeah. So anyway, guys, let's get focused. So so anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So her mum had unalived a couple of months before, and this is what I'm saying to you, girl them. I know what men want. I'm telling you, man. You girl them need to love yourself. When I tell you, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. So yeah, this woman's mum unalived a couple of months or whatever before, yeah. But this guy treated her so badly. He went and had kids on her in Nigeria. Then he's seeing me. He's seeing other gal them. And you have to remember, I'm home girl. So he's now sitting down and telling me all his business. Because I'm smart, I'm intelligent. I get in their heads. The worst thing a woman can be is a pick-me. Men will embarrass you in the worst way. Yeah, like Nia. You know, like Nia Cerise, like how she's getting embarrassed currently. My man. That's why you don't scream that. You don't go around screaming that. Me, when I'm in a relationship, I tell a guy, you can do what you want. There ain't no reins on you on with you, Jen. Because when I want to step out and I want to go, I'm going to go out. And I don't believe in the ring on the finger and getting married and all of that. I believe in how good you treat me. So if you're not paying all my bills, you're not treating me the way I want to treat, the way I want to be treated. I won't even tell you. I'll just leave you. I ain't even got time for that. Yeah, the one married to Tiffany, my love. So anyway, long story short, what I'm here to tell you is he's having babies out on her, everything. This man caused this woman to unalive because of the bad treatment. Don't you understand? This woman, she didn't have anything else in her. He's drained her out. Do you know how many women I know, especially like African women, like aunties and them, they've got so much chronic health issues, guys. So much chronic health issues. So much just like, you know, unexplainable like diseases and things that are going on and the doctors are trying to investigate and find out what's wrong with them. It's just all stress. It's just all stress because these women, they marry these men young. Sometimes a virgin. Guys, do you realize that there's aunties out there in their 60s? They've only known one man their whole life, dedicated their whole life to that man, had all their kids from the same man, and he's just used and abused them, effed out on them, had kids on them, embarrassed them, put his hands on them. Do you know what I mean? Like he's abused that woman in every single way possibly, emotionally, psychologically, physically, in every single way. And is it no wonder that the women are ill and they're unaliving early? And then the Nigerian woman will turn around, oh, this is why I don't know why all of these women are trying to come for our men. We are the only ones who know how to handle Nigerian men. Baby, you can have them, child. You can have them, child. You can have those ones, child, because there's no way that I'm going to have a ninja, not on my watch, doing whatever he wants doing. Because if you're going to be doing what you want, I'm going to be doing what I want. And I'm not going to be doing what I want, like out there sleeping with other guys because you're sleeping with other guys. I'm not going to, because I love myself. I love myself. I'm not going to be, and this is golden coochie. This is golden coochie I'm working with. You know, when guys come into my energy, their life starts changing. They're walking on cloud 9. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can't be giving this coochie. I can't be letting anyone in my aura and my energy. No, baby. So ladies, you need to know your worth. And men, please be a man. Be a man. Don't be a little boy. If you don't have the funds, if you can't rent your own yard, you don't have your own stuff, you don't have a little savings, then what are you doing getting in a relationship? Women are expensive, baby. Go and level up. Go and make your money. Then you'll attract a woman who will be real with you. Because the thing is, we're high value women, we're real. What you see is what you get. That's why them relationships are last, because them women love themselves. You know, when I'm out, I love seeing the older women, you know, like in their like 60s, and you know, they've got their hair dyed and they look good. Do you know what I mean? Like they're still dressing up. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to be, because these types of women, we're truthful. But it's like truthful to a detriment, because we're going to tell you from the jump. But what these men want is they want to lave and they want a mother. And then when they get into the relationships, that even the men are unaliving young of prostate cancer. Hey, Uncle Robs, because do you know that I used to always make this joke with my ex, and I used to say to him, "Oh my God, I'm like healing you of cancer, child." That's why they're all in there talking their smack. Listen, when I go, you don't need to worry about me, baby. You single married wives need to worry about your husband's child that you've had kids with, that you're doing fake marriage with, because a lot of them will get prostate cancer because you lot ain't blowing out the bats. That's what helps men to live younger, longer. It helps men to look younger. It helps men. You see, when a man has a good woman, oh God, only thing that's saving you is the heart of a woman. Ooh, it's the heart of a woman, baby. Only thing. So, ladies, please, like, know yourself, child. Know who you are outside in these streets, okay? Know who you are. The new woman is single. She's not made a commitment before an altar. He has, though. Who's that girl? So men, please be aware, like, please work on yourself, please heal, please deconstruct, please deprogram. It's the same thing that we're doing up. You know, it's better to be single than to have a pick-me shot and a Barbara the Bull, and that woman just lying to you to trap you, chair. Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to do that 50-50. You're not going to be, you'll be paying more with a high value woman, but she'll be inspiring you and encouraging you to do better in life. Because if you've got a beautiful woman on your arm to the point where when you're out with her, people are watching, like double taking, oh, how did that guy get that girl? He's going to do whatever he can to maintain and keep that woman. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Do you know how many men I've leveled up? Are you having a laugh? Even my ex, he was like, "Oh, I know this is about money, Leah." And I was like, "Oh God," I was like, "That's what you think it's about, baby." Do you know, there comes a certain point, because I don't just go for men like with money. That's not what it's about. Because if I was going for men with money, I would just get with anyone. Do you know what I mean? And get them to pay the bills. There's a lot of different compartments that go into it. And if you're not doing up everything that I want, then what's the point? It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand what I'm saying to you lot? So for the men, what I would say to you is really get your ish together, so that when you're meeting women, you're meeting like a high caliber of woman, and then you have more of a selection. Because when you're doing it, when you're a brokey, you're just gonna fall prey to one of these pick-me-shas that's gonna end up being your mother. She's gonna end up taking over your life, controlling you, and you're gonna be a little boy. Like, what you'll notice with married men is like they're like little boys. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble from my wife. Oh, I can't say that because of my wife. Oh, I've got to be careful. Oh, my wife is around. Oh, and they'll be making jokes. But why are you acting like a 5-year-old? What type of dynamic of relationship? When do you ever see a married couple like blissfully in love, like kissing each other up, like just passionate, like there's none. And what you're going to see is you're probably going to see a lot of these fake pastors trying to do up happy marriages. Guys, I'm going to go soon because I said I was going to do so much content. I've just been on live. But there's so much to unpack, man, because I feel like we have to even deconstruct and deprogram our minds around like relationships, dynamics of relationships, boundaries, the truth, because especially with the women, but also the men, they do indoctrinate you to kind of like have this misogynistic patriarchal lens, okay? And when you have that lens, like majority do you know majority of these red pill popping guys, these patriarchs, these misogynists, a lot of them are closeted, guys. A lot of them are in the closet. Yeah. So the rhetoric that they're putting out there is just a lie, because they're living a lie. So it's from a place of like projection, HATE for themselves. They're running from themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? It's all a cover up. You know, that hyper toxic masculinity. A lot of men who are have that hyper toxic masculinity and misogyny, those guys are usually closeted. And you'll find that when they have that hyper toxic masculinity, they're also hyper actualized as well. And when you've got that hyper actualization and then you've got the hyper toxic masculinity coupled together, then what you get there is usually a closeted man child. That's usually what you get. I've seen that same reoccurring pattern, and you see it a lot in the pastors. That's why a lot of these pastors can come and teach that rhetoric, and they're comfortable, because I believe a lot of these forefathers, forefathers of Christianity, Pentecostal movement, I believe a lot of them are LGBTQ plus, and it happens in the Catholic Church a lot as well. Them priests have been playing with little boys since the beginning of time. That's why even Paul, you know, Paul in the Bible, where he was a eunuch, and apparently it says if you've been given the gift to refrain from women. But what if Paul was LGBTQ plus? What if he weren't attracted to women, but he had that demon? Because if you look at that scripture where he talks about the thorn in the flesh, And he wishes that God would remove this. What form of the flesh was he talking about? I'm sure they'll come with some false doctrine. But what if Paul did have LGBTQ plus thought? What if he was that way inclined? But then he's out there again projecting and doing up the narrative. But obviously Paul does say that it's, you have to be given the gift or whatever. But I just think that there's a lot of priests that are closeted LGBTQ plus. Do you know what I'm saying? And they take on these like hyper religious like rhetorics and tones that Paul is doing up, and it's like spiritual psychosis. Do you understand? So they've gaslit themselves into believing that they've got this gift because they're not attracted to women. So because now to be LGBTQ plus, that's a demon. So now they think that they have to fight that demon, and God's now giving them a gift because they're not attracted to women. That's how I think. That's how I think that process would be in their mind. That's how I think they would psychologically process that. So then what we've got is a bunch of priests who have ran away from self. They're unhealed. They haven't dealt with their childhood trauma. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then they're in this situation where they're just with like men all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and then they're around all of these young little boys. So it's just, it's a very, these church spaces, they can be very, very dangerous, especially because they look at it more from a religious lens opposed to a safeguarding lens. And a lot of people are falling through the gap. A lot of people are getting abused. A lot of people are lapping up and listening to these pastors, and they're just leading them astray because they're lying to themselves. A lot of these pastors are pathological liars as well. Oh my God. The pathological lying. I'm sure that narcissists are pathological liars though, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying. If you have people who have had situations before where they've got an issue with lying, like they're a pathological liar, do you know what I mean? Like they're narcissists, and they've been like this for years. That's why Pastor Timothy Bayoni, I don't care about repentance, babe, because my man were having women's toes in his feet a couple of years ago, whilst he was still pursuing Nia Saris. So my issue is, if he was doing this before, yeah, and he hadn't been pursuing Nia Saris and his ex weren't questioning him about his relationship dynamic with Nia Saris, and she's got all the receipts, questioning him, this, that, and the third. So if all of that wasn't going on, I wouldn't be talking about it, because everybody is entitled to do what they want. Even the girl that met Timothy on Hinge, she said, there's nothing wrong with a pastor being on Hinge, but it's the way you do it. As soon as Timothy started speaking to this girl and they did a FaceTime call, allegedly, this guy was talking about yamming out her batty crease, volunteering, jail. You've got a whole fiance at home, or a woman that you're pursuing, jail. And then on top of that, my man has a foot fetish, and he likes to yam out the coochie. So that's what he's doing. And this girl, yeah, the thing about this girl is she's a bit like me. So a lot of like guys will see her and judge her and think she's like dumb, like ditzy, because a lot of girls that act like, not act, but a lot of girls who are like ditzy and airheads, we're actually very smart. Like usually we've got like, we're either neurospicy or we've got some like pretty girls, baddies or whatever, because of the trauma. We usually got bipolar or BPD or some sort of trauma, like some sort of diagnosis. Yeah, Nancy in the car. So a lot of guys would look at her and kind of stereotype her and think she's like a certain way, like how guys would maybe stereotype me and think I'm an airhead or whatever. It's the same thing with her, yeah. So basically, he felt comfortable to just come on like hyper eggshellize to this girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I can even see the dynamics with Timothy, like how he treats the different women in his life as well, because he's like, a lot of these pastors, they have personality disorders, but they mirror. So what I think he did with Nia Saris was he studied her hard. And this is the thing, when you're in the public eye, like with what I'm doing, and I'm here talking about what I want from a man, I'm here talking about what I want from a man, I'm talking about what my pet peeves are, I'm talking about all of that. I'm putting books. Any guy that comes into my life from here on, he's going to have to be doing the most handsome. Because most of the guys, there could be someone secretly watching me and just preying on me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they already know what I like, and well, actually, not really though, because I don't put it all out there. But what I'm saying is they use it. Do you understand? So when women are putting their lives out there and they're talking about what kind of man they want and this, that, and the third, a guy can watch that and use that to use it as psychology to manipulate you, gaslight you, and love bomb you. So that's exactly what Timothy Bayoni did with Nia Chow. And she's desperate. Hey girl, she's desperate. Like all of the rest of the women that are doing it, they're all desperate. They're Pygmishas and Barbara the Builders because they've taught them, like epigenetically, thank you, my love, to be a slave and to internalize misogyny. So they're really insecure. They don't love themselves. If you say to these women, do you love yourself? How? Nia, how can I love myself? How do I heal practically? I don't want a scripture because And guys, don't you think it's crazy how after you've been there for like so long, there's only so much scriptures that they can spoon feed you with. Do you know what I mean? Because after a while, you're like, this isn't really working, you know. I think I need some, I think I need some practical steps as to what to do. Like you're giving me a scripture like, oh, love the Lord your God with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways, and he shall make straight your path. Okay, but how do I practically stop myself from unaliving when it's like 12 midnight in the morning? I'm anxious. What steps can you get me? What steps can you give me to de-escalate certain situations, to help myself be calm? Even something as small as a stress ball. Just like having a stress ball to just, I'm gonna go because people are moving, but it's because it's a married couple, married couples, they don't like to hear the truth, chat. So like the stress ball that you can, they can't even tell you anything like that, just like really simple things. Nia is the only type of woman his family would approve of, though. Oh yeah, let's get into it actually, because I haven't spoken about that. But when I get home, I'm going to do the content. So basically, Timothy Bayoni of Plug Global Church is a pastor's kid. Now, his mum is supposed to be some big pastor back in, I think it's Angola. So she draws a lot of crowds, like thousands of people. Like she's got quite a big following, I hear. So obviously, I've got the receipts where Bayoni was sending his ex texts talking about, his mother wounds and asking for her advice because she also had mother wounds. So they formed a trauma bond. So I think out of all of the women that Bayoni's been with, I think this girl he really did like tell a lot to. And there's a lot of receipts. So he's got quite a complex relationship with his mom. I don't think he ever really felt loved. He's got an unsecure attachment. He would tell her that whenever there was parents meetings or things for the parents to come, she would never be there. He doesn't remember her at any. He also said that he felt like the black sheep of the family, and that his brother that was more interested in the ministry, because they lived in America, his brother that was more interested in the ministry, he said that he was like favored. So there's a lot of insecurity. It's the same thing, it's the same pattern, the rejection, the insecurity, and then these men of God, that's why these fake men of God, they get the validation through the members. So if he's got members calling him Papa and Daddy and whatever, we all know why. So that's the reason why I think he knew, like in marrying someone like Nia Saris, because the only way that he feels like his mum will love him is if he's doing the work of God, he's being a pastor, he's serving the Lord, and he's doing what she wants him to do. Marry the type of woman that my son has made me so proud. He has this big ministry and he has married a powerful woman of God. So now he's even superseded his brothers now. Because now he's got this big ministry, he's got this wife that's got 100,000 followers. Because remember, to a clout chaser and an opportunist, we've got to take the Bible out of it now. We've got to put the Bible to the side. If we're just looking at Nia Saris from the face value, this is a girl with a 6-figure following. So 6-figure following could equal 6-figure checks. So really and truly, what you've got, that toxic mix of like a pick-me shot and a Barbara the Builder. Oh, I'm gonna have to go, guys. That toxic mix of a pick-me shot and a Barbara the Builder mixed with narcissism. Don't block Studio London TikTok, guys, because she's part of us. That toxic mix leads to just ABUSE. Yeah, and Studio, she also used to go to our cult as well. Did you know that? She's a survivor of MSCI. Oh, guys, I'm gonna have to go. Can you not hear me? Is it too loud? YouTube, is it too loud? Oh, this is gonna be too loud. Is it too loud, YouTube? So, yeah, and again, girl, the Pick-Meshas and the Barbara the Builders, they are gonna be boss babes, babe, because they're in their masculine energy. They're in their masculine energy, girl, so they have to make that money. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what they offer a man, babe. It's security. It's a place to stay. Do you know what I mean? It's stability. They are the masculine ones. They have to work. They have to work and carry the load. Like the feminine women in their feminine energy, they have to work, baby. We don't have to. We're not boss babes. We're stay at home girlfriends, stay at home mums, stay at home wives. We don't have to do up that. Do you get? That's why the men go out and do it up. And do up the businesses and work and do up whatever. You're supposed to be kept in your feminine energy. But again, each to their own. That's why she's married to Timothy Bayoni, the closeted guy who's managed to love bomb her and gaslight the hell out of her child. Do you know what I mean? And it's desperation. These women are desperate. And because, like, guys, what you need to understand is, common sense isn't so common. Okay, and that's why like girls who are like streetwise, who are street smart, there's like a certain education from the road you can't be taught in school, innit? It's like that, like just your resilience, your ability to like see through people, and you know, like real recognize real, like identify fake people to survive, to notice fake, to just be educated in a certain way. Like a lot of these church gal them, they don't have it. They don't have it in it. They're vulnerable. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when these guys come in like love bombing, they're lying, they're using like they don't know how to tell the difference between a spade and a spoon jab. And they're desperate and they've been indoctrinated to be like hyper religious. So like Timothy, guys, this is a major red flag that I'm going to give all women as well around marriage. If a man ever comes to you and says to you, God told me you were my wife, I had a dream, that guy's insane. That guy's insane. He's just gaslighting you, Jam. That man a liar. And we all know he's a liar because he's been lying to Nia. He's been chatting to Gal when he was caught in Nia. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Because for me personally, and this is gonna be a bit controversial, but I don't care about cheating, innit? I don't. And guys, call me Delulu, call me whatever. Like, I wouldn't really care if my man cheats because he's gonna regret it. Do you know what I mean? Because there ain't nothing like this, baby. So I don't care about cheating, but what I do care about is more like the emotional connection. If I was to hear that my man blew out the back of a girl, like, you know, after one drunken night, he's out with his friends, you know, because they got money and whatever, they get targeted easily and he's ended up making a mistake. I can live with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, take me shopping, do something, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like that emotional affair where you've been chatting to someone, they know more about you than I know. You've been in an emotional crutch. She was putting it on her Insta as a reel. Do you know what I mean? Like I've trusted you. I think that you're like I'm home girl. Like I'm like you're my ninja. Like I'm your bee. Like you're telling me everything. Then I find out that in the early stages when we were going together, you were chatting to gal. No, that just means that you're dishonest right from the jump. How can I trust you? I can forgive a drunken night out mistake. I can't forgive a man that's premeditated, targeted me, preyed on me, used me to ride off the back of my success as an opportunist and clout chaser. And whilst doing that, was on Hinge, chatting to gal, saying that he was going to yam out gal's batty crease and having toes in mouth and yamming out coochie, and then you think, oh, that's okay, oh, she should just repent. Everybody can repent. That's fine, man. You know, like at the end of the day, like Nia, like I'm not married to Timothy. I don't need to wake up next to that every morning. Like, I don't care whether they stay together or they do. Or it's not my intention to say this and break up a marriage. It's my intention to bring some justice to the women that have experienced this, because what he needs to understand is, Timothy, let me break it down for you, my love. You're a pastor. You're in a leadership position. You're in a trusted position. You're out there saying that you're doing a prophecy and you're out there pastoring. So these gal them that you're on Hinge, whatever, and this is what I'm saying, they HATE women, they don't respect women and they don't believe in what they're preaching. That's on period point blank. Because you're supposed to see these women as souls. What are you doing? Blowing out the back? Because he was intimate with this ex. They were together for years, like 4 years, the girl I'm talking about. Nia hasn't even been with him for as long as that girl was with him. Are you having a laugh? He used that girl as to ride off the back and come up off her because she's smart. So he was using her. They came up with the name, the plug church together. We've got receipts. She was emailing different venues back in 2022, trying to find a venue for this ninja. Was it 2022, girl? Are you still here? I don't want to say the dates unless she confirms it, but his ex-girlfriend, there's overlap with his ex-girlfriend and Nia, babe. This is what the issue is. And that's not even just it. Oh my God, this is so bad. And then on top of it, one of the incidents that I want to talk about as well, because LGBTQ+, I don't think I've spoken about it enough. I don't think I've spoken about the elephant in the room. I don't think I've spoken about pastors that are clearly fruity. Come on, guys, there's always a leader that does praise and worship, or that's clearly closeted, man. That's clearly closeted. Do you know what I mean? It's like no one's talking about her. No. He's not still seeing her, my love, because now he's got Nia in it. They've got this big ministry, girl. So the ex is the founder and the visionary. Yeah, that's it. And this is what I'm saying. You see, like how, and he's gonna be like, you know what? He's gonna come and say, oh, I was born again. My parents were pastors. You had an unsecure attachment with mommy. who is a big evangelist or a big pastor who spent more time focusing on building the ministry, like what I've been talking about, the kids being neglected. And I've been saying this is why pastors' kids are so messed up, because they've put the church before their mom, before their child. And then they felt like they had to validate themselves, and they do a lot of projection. There's a lot of insecurity where they feel like they need to get that supply from their congregation. I've spoken about all of this before. So Timothy is just, now I have the receipts to back what I'm saying, and his behavior. I've got a trail of receipts to support what I've been saying for all this time. So yeah, I've got the receipts of the emails that she was going back and forth with various different halls to secure a hall for Timothy's ministry. And he was sleeping with this girl. They weren't married. So what I'm saying is, this is my problem. If you're claiming to be a prophet, you're claiming to be a pastor, you're claiming to have this big mega church where you are saving people's souls, isn't fornication a sin? So how are you fornicating with this girl day and night, morning, noon and night? The girl will be sitting. She told me sometimes she's sitting there, my mum would just start putting her toes in his mouth. Are you having a laugh, babe? Timothy, we know. Timothy, I know about you. I know what you like, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're doing up all of that, but you were setting up a church. Guys, what I need you to understand is, if this guy was doing it, yeah, and it was like, he wasn't like you know, like a pastor at the time, or he wasn't trying to build the ministry, he wasn't going by profit, I wouldn't be talking about it, because at the end of the day, everyone's got a pastor. And like, I wouldn't maybe want certain things like this, like my actual experiences or whatever, to be broadcast to the world. I wouldn't do it, because guys, I've got ethics. I think about things, I go through things in my head. The fact that he was a pastor at the time, claiming to be one, setting up a church, he's sleeping with this girl, taking advantage of her. She's supposed to be a soul. So where does all the scriptures go about fornication and hell when you're blowing out another girl's back whilst coercing her and gaslighting her to find venues for you? You're sitting there and coming up with the name of a church. Does it make any sense? Because this guy has grown up having to live a fake life. Don't you get it? Being a pastor's child, he's grown up having to live a fake life and do reputation. So it ain't nothing for him to be sleeping with a girl the night before, you know, and then go and stand up in the church. And they will have the women that they're sleeping with. You see, man like Timothy Bayoni will have girl that he's sleeping with in the church, and he can stand there comfortably and preach like he weren't getting his back blown out by that girl or man the night before. Another thing I'll quickly talk about before I go as well, because I just feel like exposing this guy. So basically, I don't think that the ex is on here anymore. Are you on here, babe? Basically, there's an account where his friend is like a big time photographer. He's taken pictures of, you know, celebrities worldwide and stuff. He lives in America, and his friend was coming to the UK for a bit. So Timothy said to his ex-girlfriend that he was going to meet his friend, who was going to take some pictures of him so he could update his Instagram profile and use the pictures and whatever. So he went to a hotel room to go and meet with his friend from America. And when she questioned him about it, she was like, "Oh, what friend?" And he was like, "Oh, it's my mom's. He's a family friend. I know his mom or something, or the mom knows the family or whatever." So anyway, now he's gone to the hotel, they've taken the pictures. Long story short, some of these pictures, if you go on my Leah.Lauder account, I've got one post of Timothy up on there, and it's like black and white. Those are the pictures that this guy took, yeah? So in some of the pictures, he's in a robe, he's in front, you know, in the bathroom, like, I don't know, like taking pictures in front of the mirror, like things like that. But this guy's GAY that's taken the photos. Sorry, I forgot to mention. The guy that's taken the photos is LGBTQ+. So now, when he's gone to the hotel, obviously I don't know, can't remember what the story is, so I'm just going to remember the facts. So now, he's gone to the hotel. He's obviously had to tell her where he's going, because they were Batty and Bench and been together for years. So now he's ended up staying in the hotel, like saying that he felt rude to leave, and why would he just couldn't leave like that and whatever. So she started questioning him, like, but this guy's GAY, like, did you not see, like, do you get what I'm saying, like, from his profile that he's GAY? And he was like, "Oh, I don't know, it's just," and I've got them. This is what I'm telling you is the text messages, yeah. I'm basically giving you the text messages, yeah, that he was doing up. So we've actually got the messages as receipts. So basically, long story short, because I don't want to get distracted by that media. So long story short, She's actually found the profile now. She sent me the Instagram profile of the guy. So she's found more receipts, but basically she's got text messages basically questioning him about it. And he's clearly like gaslighting her in the message. And it's not even the fact that she's asked in the text message, it's Timothy's responses that make it more incriminating. So she said, I can't remember word for word, but anyway, basically, so he stayed the night at the hotel, and then he came to link her like the morning after. So she was like, when he came linking her the morning after, he was prancing around like a dear child. She said he was so happy, really, really pleased. So she said, in her heart, she was like, ooh, Jesus, exact words were, Jesus Christ would have to come down to earth himself to convince her that nothing went down in that hotel room. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that content when I get back, so I can just put that all out there, because I'm just these pluggers, you lot are getting on my nerves, man. You pluggers, you pluggers are getting on my nerves. The men are, you're giving really feminine energy, you know, like a bee, like it's giving that type of vibe. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of cobwebs in the closet. I have got a few. Oh yeah, and one other thing that I'll tell you as well is because they stopped communication in 2022, but he was like trying to call her like in between. There's a few incidents that I've got that I'm keeping in my back pocket. So when Nia decides to have my name in her mouth, I'll just drop that receipt, which will absolutely crush her, because the only people that would have known about what I would expose would be her, Timothy, and his ex-girlfriend. So they can go and lie from the pulpit and do up whatever they want to do up. But in your heart, baby, when you're looking at that husband and yamming your food that you've made, you're going to be resenting him now. In your heart and your mind, thinking, oh my God, like putting the pieces of the puzzle together. When I do the content, I'm going to be putting all the dates up. Again, this is about Nia finding out the truth. Like she's gonna lie to save face and do whatever they both are. But in her heart, once those seeds are sown, that's it. That's it. Because you can fake it to people, but when you're behind closed doors and it's you and your husband and you're looking at him eyeball to eyeball and you're sitting across the table, she's gonna resent him. She's gonna start mentally checking out, because the thing is, with what I'm doing, the reason why they're saying I'm destroying the church and it's like, because it's almost like I'm reading people's minds. It's like I've got this like gnosis, I've got this knowledge. It's like, how does she know? Like, how does she put these things together? I'm reading them for filth. Things that are embedded deep within that they don't tell no one. And she claims to be a prophetess. I know more about herself than she knows about her. And she's claiming to be doing a prophetess. You gal them, you're too gullible and naive. She's powerful. She's a boss. She ain't, no, because you lot need to deconstruct and deprogram, man. It's Nia Cerise. You need to deprogram, because if you rate any of these gal them out here that are calling themselves prophets, listen, a prophet will never announce themselves as a prophet. A prophet will never announce themselves as a prophet. I am prophetess Leah. It's people that will call out someone for being a prophet. Yeah? They won't be coming like announcing, I am a prophet. Most prophets are when you look at the prophets, most of them were trying to run. Most of their life they spent running from God, or running from the call, or not wanting to answer, and not wanting to do you understand what I'm saying? Like, these prophets, they're happy to come and proclaim themselves and go Selfridges. Do you know what I mean? And display all their fake marriages online, display their fake lives. It's ridiculous. Why did he stay the night? Did he give her a reason? He said, I'm going to put the receipts up, babe. In the text messages, he said he felt rude to leave. Did you hear that, my love? Yeah. It's not even just about Jonah. There's Jeremiah. There's Moses. Moses was in the wilderness for all those years. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, there's a lot of, I'm trying to think of the other one as well, like John the Baptist, that was just in the wilderness. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, the prophets that I see today is just giving fake. Do you know what I'm saying? That they're more like celebrities. That's why they're getting the judgment. You know, like P. Diddy. They're getting the same judgment as P. Diddy and R. Kelly. They're getting the same dollop of karma, and the same justice yardstick that is getting measured. They're not getting spared from being exposed during this canon moment and period, because they're worse than the celebrities share, because they're doing it in the name of God. And that's what I'm saying, like, I don't have to do anything. If people come to me and they give me receipts, I'm going to expose it. I mean, I care, because that's what I'm here to do. But overall, these people will just self-destruct, like the marriages, like I give them a couple of years, if that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but you see a couple like that, they'll purposefully stay together to prove their point. Because, oh God, that's what I was going to say. This is going to be the last bit I'm going to talk about before I go, guys. One thing I wanted to quickly say is with these women, yeah, they have the most pride. You see these single married women? Oh Lord Jesus Christ. Because they don't love themselves and they're insecure, and there's just no self-love and no self-care. What they do is they pride in like, oh, he will never leave me. I do everything for him. I am his wife. So it gets to a point where they're so proud, and it's not the pride that you think, because remember they've changed everything around. So they'll call a woman like me lustful, proud, because I love myself, because I'm confident, because I won't take like them church man. They can't come and chat to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna have them. They're broke. I ain't got time for that. Broke mentally. And guys, when I say broke, I'm not just talking about financially, because I'm a sapio extra. So before you start spending on me, you've got to be able to stimulate my mind. Even the way you move to me. Because the way that you move to me, I'm giving you like 30, 60 seconds. My brain's working overtime. Look at what I do. Do you think I've got time for a man? So if you're coming in, you've got to come in strong, and you've got to have something that's going to contribute. Like, there's certain men that have been trying to slide in my DMs for years. One of them sent me something the other day, and now we're having a conversation, because that's what I'm about. This is what I'm about. I'm not about pillow talk and whatever. You got to get into my interests. You've got to have something up here. But them gal there, they don't have that, because their mind is numb. So all they've been indoctrinated to be is this wife. So when I talk about the ego and pride, you see the ego and pride coming up. So for example, and this is why Nia's in sin, because she doesn't love herself, and she's put a man before herself, and she's like put him up as a prize. Yeah? So she's completely neglected and let go of herself. So now when the obvious is there, and she knows this is the truth, she knows that there's something up with that guy, but because of her pride and her ego, again, she's going to lose everything. She doesn't want to prove people right, that the marriage hasn't worked. So out of their stubbornness and pride, they will literally be in an unhappy marriage and live in a lie. And then also, when you bring the money into it, someone like that ain't leaving him. And that's when that's when God starts to judge and weigh the heart, you see, and say, oh, okay, Mia, so now that I've shown you a bit of money, which is a social construct, give Caesar what's due to Caesar. It's like she loves the money so much. When they see the money coming in, they don't want to let it go. The money, it's an empire that they've built. Do you know, guys, I've helped to build churches from like the ground up, because in my church cult, and I'm going to end on this, and I keep saying I'm going to end on this. It might be a live streaming day today, guys. You know, I'm feeling it in my bones. Basically, in our church, they do a lot of pastors' transference, because you know it's got a heavy essay and grape culture there. So basically, they transfer the pastors around when they've been sleeping and essaying and graping the gal in the church cult. Okay, so when they transfer the pastor, what happens is all of the people in the branch have been worshipping that pastor. Remember, they idolize them and treat them like a god. So basically, when they're in the branches and they get transferred, all of those people start to just backslide, because they want to go and follow the pastor. Do you know what I mean? Because they've been worshipping, they form some crazy trauma bomb relationships with the pastor. What was I saying? Because I don't want to forget. Yeah, so when the pastor moves, everyone starts leaving, or they leave with the pastor, because they're not there for God. They're there because they formed a trauma bond with the pastor. So now that the pastor is being transferred, they're vexed with the church, and they stop coming. So basically, when that happens in a church, that's why I call myself a church planter. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because when I was in Northgate, everybody left. When my pastor came, they didn't want to receive him. Because Reverend Fifi, Biney, David and Fifi and Charisma and all them people in First Love, their dad, when he left back in 2007, I think it was, the whole church left, all the adults. So it was just young people. My pastor just had 16-year-olds, 11-year-olds. I think I was one of the eldest in there, 19-year-olds that were a shepherd that was effing with him, because he had to build the church from the ground up. And my pastor was very young at the time. I think Reverend Edmund was about 32 or 31, if that. So the aunties and uncles were looking at him like a small boy, and they couldn't respect him. So it was the young people like myself, the OGs, that helped to build Northgate. And back in the day, we didn't have First Love. So the pop-in churches were Charlton and Northgate. We were like the first loves of the denomination. But because we were ahead of our time, Bishop Richard was scared of it. And because of all the preaching that Dag had done, he demonized us, he broke us down, he discarded us, he treated us really badly, because he wanted to maintain control. And that's why I'm exposing my church the way I'm exposing it, because they're a bag of hypocrites and they contradict themselves. And for the things that they were demoting people for, breaking them down for, abusing them, now people are doing it casual, like something as simple as wearing a hoodie, wearing a jumper. So that's what I was getting into, guys. I have helped to build a church from the ground up, like a church planter. Build that. Do you know how hard it is to get one soul established in a church? You get them established, And what they believe in there, I haven't spoken about this enough, is this influence model, where they raise up the leaders like myself, and then I'll have sheep, I'll have people who are under me. And how they say is that you've got to be a good leader, but it's basically controlling people and having that authoritarian control and that influence over them. To tell them to sit, they sit. To tell them to jump, how high they'll jump. So that the cult leader can maintain authoritarian control across that influence continuum. Is this making sense? Hey, Queen Alita, love you. Mad Alicia in the car. So what happens is there's like this, they create clones, like, so that you take on the pseudo personality of the cult leader. So everything's getting done exactly the same way all around the world. Everyone has exactly the same mentality. And so someone like me, you can see how I am. The young people loved me in North K. Oh my God. They loved me. I was like the main shepherd in North K. I was getting all the young people in. I was one of the very few people that could drive. Because remember I told you, these man them are dusty, Joe. These man them are dusty. Do you know what I mean? They don't have cars and they don't got money like that. They didn't have what? I've been driving since I was 20. You having a laugh? I bought my own first car like a boss. Them man them weren't driving them. It took them years and years. Woo! Oh my God, someone's asking me if I know Fallon. Yes, I do. What are you telling me, Yaya? So anyway, she's LGBTQ plus now. You know, Fallon was very masculine, and Bishop Richard forced her into that arranged marriage, and she got out of it. Is that the Fallon you're talking about, girl? That went to Ghana, that was doing up missionaries and stuff, but she's no longer a part of the church cult. Is that the one you're talking about, LP Fallon? What do you want to tell me in the comments, girl? So what I was saying is, these churches, I know what it takes to build a church. Do you get what I'm saying? It's blood, sweat, and tears, child. If that young person, your sheep, is part of you, get a phone call, and they're wherever, they could be in hospital, you've got to go there, child. You're on the phone with them for 4 hours, so it's absolutely draining. So these young people, they start to form codependent relationships and trauma bonds with me. I'm going to bring one of my sheep in a couple of weeks because she's processing the trauma. We were very close like this. She used to, like, when it was my birthday and stuff, she would create like this big poster, and it would just be like pictures of me on there. Like, she'd cut out the pictures and glue it and say like, Leah, my best shepherd, and there would be pictures of us together. And I thought it was absolutely lovely. Do you know what I mean? I've still got some of this stuff that she used to write stuff for me and put it in my Bible. But that's a trauma bond. That's like, you know, like how someone would, like, you know, the celebrities, like when they make them, you know, like that type of like idol, like idolization. Like, that's what happens. That relationship that these members have with their leaders is idol worship. And it was lovely, don't get me wrong, studio, but again, it's because she was only 14, she was young, she's never had a good relationship with her mom. So I think with me, she just kind of took on, like, she didn't have any older, like, siblings that she got on like that with that, or an older sister. So she took on, like, it was that trauma bond relationship where she kind of like latched on to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it was lovely because we still have a good relationship now, but that relationship was built more of like an infatuation and like an obsession and the kind of like idol worship, opposed to like what we've got now. Do you know what I mean? That's healthy. It's like I see her like a sister, like it's equal, like we love each other. Like she loves herself now. She's done that deconstruction. She's on her healing journey. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But it's because they're so young, and it's like how the young people are in there, the young people and kids, how they are around their leaders. It's like, you know, like how Jay-Z, they act with like fans. They're fans. It's not healthy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not like a healthy dynamic of a relationship, and it's very dictator, like from the top down. So there's a lot of that goes on, guys. I can't even lie to you. So that's what I was basically saying. So it takes a lot to build a church from nothing, like from the ground up when you start. That's why these men, they're so afraid of what I'm doing, because I know the ins and outs of it, like the back of my hand. I could do ministry work with my eyes closed. So what I was saying back to Nia is that they've started this church from nothing. So she's got everything to lose, nothing to gain. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It would have to be really, really bad for that girl to get out of that marriage, because she is severely and heavily indoctrinated and deluded. Nia's been cult happened. Allegedly, she was part of the youth revival cult. Then she was in MSCI in Charlton. Charlton is one of the most prolific branches in the church cult I was in, and I think when she was attending, it might have even been called Lighthouse Chapel International. There's a lot of historic essay, great going on in there. It was very, very bad. It was, I would put it there as the top 3 branches that were the most. Is it too loud? YouTube. Anyway, I'm gonna wind down. Let me just finish with this. So my point is, these people grow it from nothing. Yeah, and it's not God building the church, it's them building the church. They built that church with their blood, sweat, and tears, with their hands. Do you understand? Every brick they've built, going out, evangelizing, getting the people. Do you know what it takes to establish one person? Or, oh God, Lord Jesus Christ, it's hard to establish someone. That's why they have to use all the love bombing and the gaslighting, like what he did to Nia. That's what they do to recruit people in. They will love bomb you, they will lie to you, and it will just be when you come out of it and you deconstruct, you just see that it's just a trail of lies. It's just historical lies. Do you know what I mean? And all of those lies lead to this fantasy that the woman has of the man. Because remember, that's what narcissists do. That's why they love bomb you and gaslight you, because they portray this fantasy in the beginning. That's what Timothy did, and then years down the line, she's seeing the real him. But it's too late, because she's still fantasizing and believing that one day, you know, he's gonna meet his potential, or because remember, it doesn't matter what they're doing in church, it's what they do behind closed doors. That's what it's about. That's when they see the real. And the thing is, you can't live a fake life. Do you know what I mean? At a point, you're going to start to realize that it's fake. But by that time, they've got too much that they're riding off the back of. Guys, I don't think you understand. These pastors are getting thousands of pounds every Sunday. Have you seen how big that plug church is? Let's say that plug church, it gets up to, let's say 400 people, but they probably got more than 2 services. So I'm going to say 500 people, yeah? Out of the whole congregation, let's say that, and I've done this before, 300 of them are tithing. Let's look at the very basic kind of minimum per annum job that's paying. We're looking at about 1,500 to 2K a month, yeah, at the lower end of it, yeah? If you're kind of more on the minimum end spectrum of it, right? So if we look at that average and we look at 300 people that give £150, I think we worked it last time to be, but can someone check, what's 300 times, let's do, I don't know, 150, 200, we worked it out to be about 37.5 grand. So remember, the tithe is what they collect religiously every month. So if they can get, that's why they want to establish people. It's a pyramid scheme. They want to establish people so that they'll give offerings from their hearts, not to think, because we give in faith, and we live by faith and not by sight. And faith is the evidence of things hoped for. No, what is it? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. 45 grand. So if 300 people are giving that 200 or that 150, all right, Colin, I'll see you later. Colin, I hope you've been all right, babe, because I haven't seen you for a few days. So I hope you're good, my love. Yeah? Let me know before you go, King. 45 bags. That's 45K. £45,000 for coming on a day. Singing the Spirit of the Lord is going to rest upon you. Take it 1, take it 2, take it 3, take it 4. That's all she has to go up there and do. Me, bitch, I should have done it, child, because I could sing. You know, they love singing in the church, child. You know me, I'm a singer. I remember I was on the X Factor, child, in 2007. Your girl's a Z-list celebrity, child. Don't ever get it twisted. Oh, you've been working. Oh, I love to hear that, Colin. Make that money, child. So you can buy us drinks at the next Survivors link up. So guys, it's deep, man. It's deep. So these church cults, imagine for a couple of hours, how long's this? That's why they long out the service as well, man. What's it like? Okay, let's say they're there from, because some of them, I mean, I was there from 8 a.m. until 3 a.m. chat. But those pastors, when it's like a mega church pyramid scheme, them pastors are not, they don't see the money. It's the cult leaders, the one at the top, they're the ones that see the money. So Nia Cerise and this dude are making like this type of money, 45 grand. When they do their special conferences and they ask for £1,000, £500, if you see 100 people, who can do 100 times 50? No, do 100 times 100. Do 100 times 100, and then do 200 times 50 for me and add that up somewhere. Because when you see when you're in there, you shouldn't be like all in the spirit, because they've got you. They're doing up musical, mystical manipulation. They're doing up trance-like states. They're doing up mind-altered states. Everybody speak in tongues. You know, you're just in the mind-altered state. You're not even realizing that they're swindling your money. That's 5 grand. Is it? Are you sure, babe? 100 times. What did I say? 100 times 100. Oh, maybe. All right. Is that how much it is? I thought it was more than that. Oh, all right. And then let's say 10. He says, and because you know they say, oh, I need 10 people to give £1,000. Who has faith? 10 people. Let's say 5 people. Oh, 100 times 50. And then can you do, what was the other one? 50 times 200 and add that up, girl. And then if we add the 5 people that come to give £1,000, oh, come on, you're looking in excess of like 15 grand. Do you know what I mean? So that's the 15 grand. That's the tithe. That's the offering that they're raising, the special offering. So they'll do a special offering, then they'll have their tithe because they do that religiously every month. It's a ritual. So they do up their tithe. And then on top of that, you have to give an offering at the beginning and end of service. And remember, these people are sometimes going to 2, 3, 4 services, depending on what they've got. All right, so 10 racks. That's 10 bags. That's £10,000, guys, for coming up there and doing the Lord. That's all they do in there. So these are swindlers, these are fraudsters. They haven't worked an honest day in their life, chat. It's all business. It's entrepreneur. Like Timothy Leone, before he started doing up pastor, he was doing up his marketing business. He does marketing. And a lot of these pastors, what you'll notice with them, you know, when they put out their little promo with their preaching, it's like clickbait. You know what these red pill, like, toxic masculine guys do, you know, when they do the clickbait to get, you know, like what they did to that woman Rebecca the other day, when they put in those images, like that they say something controversial to get people. That's what that Jeremiah Babatunde tried to do, you know, with the women who have daddy's issues. They don't have a personal relationship or whatever human fecal matter he was going on about. They do it because they know it's going to create conversations, it's going to get people to watch the video. And that is indicative to me that you've been watching that type of red pill content, because now you're emulating what you're seeing online. Because everyone's influenced by something, baby. And I can tell the pastors that watch that kind of content by the way that they deliver their ish. Because all they do is they come and repackage it. They watch these viral videos, this very toxic rhetoric, then they repackage it, because that's what they do with the mega church. They're a bag of thieves and plagiarists. They teeth worldly songs, they teeth worldly like concepts and ideas, and then they'll be like, oh, the world are copying us. We are supposed to be in the world, but not of the world. But it's becoming very apparent that actually you've been demonizing the world for a long time, doing up us versus them, doing up isolation, saying that the world want to take over, they want to ruin us, they want to do this, that, and the third. But now when it comes to recruiting young people, you're using all the worldly tactics in the world, and you're doing promo, copying people in the world, their ideas and concepts, and you're doing it up. But it's okay because we're in the church, we're doing it for the Lord. Whatever. Pentecostal charismatic churches are definitely this. Oh, they're pyramid schemes, girl. They're businesses. That's all it's about. And because they've built it with their hands, like Mia's been out there. Do you know what I mean? She's hustled. Like these people have hustled with their bare hands. It's not God. Because when God does something for you, it's like effortless. Like when God does something, you won't have to work. You get moved by the Spirit. When God is using you and He's working with you, it's almost like can you imagine you're on a river? You know, like a tributary. More of it. Do you guys know what a tributary is? It's a very low kind of like river, but it's low. So you're like in the tributary and you're just getting moved along the stream by the water. That's how it works when God is working with you. And you never know the next move, because God can't be mocked, and God is infinite, and time doesn't exist to God as well. Remember that all of the man-made, it's only the mega church that go by all this ish. So God doesn't move like that. So a lot of and because when God uses you, fundamentally what He wants to build in you is faith, not seeing to believe in. But obviously in the mega church there's a lot of false prosperity gospel, so you equate faith to like money or working for the Lord. But what God means by the faith is like when God is using you, He'll never tell you the next step. So you see like how people say to me, oh Leah, what is the vision for this? What are you going to do tomorrow? I don't know. And I sound a bit like a fool, to be honest, when people ask me, oh, you don't have a vision, you have all these followers, you could be making money, you could be doing... But that's not what I'm about. I move when God tells me to move. And I've noticed that what I've noticed now that I'm really getting used by God is that God is an orchestrator. He's a creator. God loves to orchestrate events, and the wisdom of God, like when you hear that scripture, my ways are higher than your ways, my thoughts higher. So for example, with this thing with Timothy, his ex that he was doing all this stuff with, that I think he's had the closest relationship. I know this girl from way back. And then the other girl that he was on the dating website saying he was going to yam out her batty crease, she's like my little sister. So what are the odds of someone going on Hinge worldwide, and it ends up being my people then? So God has orchestrated that. I can't say too much, guys, because I can't give away identities. But if I was to tell you, like, how close I was with these gal, that's why I'm getting the receipts, like how I'm getting the receipts, because it's not like when survivors don't really know me and they hold back certain receipts. I've had survivors, they've got receipts, they share the receipts with me, but I can't share it at certain times as well. But because these gal them know me, like properly know me, like offline, before I started speaking up, before all of this, it's like they trust me to handle that information and to share what I can share. And do you understand what I'm saying? So I've started to see with the movement that, I'm not in control. There's nothing that I'm doing. This is all orchestrated by God. God has been setting up these men of God for years, Jack. I just come in and I just deliver the message. Do you know what I'm saying? I just say what the survivors have asked me to say on behalf, and I speak my truth, and I'm out here healing. But they see that as destroying the church because they don't have an understanding of what the scriptures really mean and what it means to have a personal relationship with God. Do you understand? So everything becomes materialistic. It becomes period point blank, queen. It becomes external. It becomes about the outward. It becomes about, it becomes very superficial. So what happens is, because they promote corporate prayer and worship and they make the church called synonymous with God, people become so far away from God. They become so far away from God that they don't realize it, because everything is corporate now. And the thing is, if they're praying at home, it will be mind-altered practices. So they're not actually doing up like prayer. It's mind-altered practices, and it's trance-like states. Hey, mommy, I'm gonna go in 5. It's trance-like states. So when they think they're praying, there's no personal relationship. There's no real worship or communication with God. It's all through the way a man has taught them to do it. So they don't have freedom. They're completely trapped in the self-sealing system. And on that note, guys, I think I'm gonna head off because I should have done this at home. But it doesn't matter. What I'll do is it's still early, so I'll go home. I want to put up at least one of the content, but actually no, I'm gonna do the content in the afternoon because I want to speak to that girl and get all of the information properly. Then once I've done that, I'll do it in the afternoon. So yeah, I'll go home and I'll have I'll just ask them, am I being too loud? Oh, they're saying it's all right. Oh, child, should I stay there? Let me order my jacket then. If you lot, all right. If I'm not being too loud, can I order my jacket potato, babe? Should I come up? All right then. Oh, child. Oh, God, they're loving me in here. All right. I'm being too loud, chair. All right, you lot. Do you think I should go on my other account? Oh, look at Nancy saying stay. I thought I was being too loud, but you said no, so I'm going to order some food now. Oh, I love this coffee shop. Do you know what, guys? I will promote this coffee shop as well. I've got to do the most now, chair. I'm going to promote the coffee shop. It's a very lovely space. If you want to come and do your content creation, you want to come in, so I'll give you a plug. All right, people are saying stay. All right. You lot, do you know what it is? Yeah, I've been wanting to do this content for days, yeah, but again, do you see how even though I've got the receipts and I'm sitting on the receipts, I don't go with just, I'm going to just do the content and I'm going to get it out today, I'm going to get it. I go by feelings, energy, intuition, vibes. So although it's like I should be doing the content, I'm not feeling to do the content. Does that make sense? But in there, everything's about rules, processes. There's no autonomy to just move and just, flow with the spirit, because it's very much, it's like water. Thank you, my love. It's like water. Like, that's the vibe that it is with God. Guys, I'm not going to take any live guests just because I'm out in public and it's a bit loud here. So I don't know how it's going to record because I'm on YouTube. If you didn't know, guys, I'm on YouTube and Insta at the same time. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this building in the ministry, because I really need people to understand that. But guys, I need to order my food. What am I going to do? All right, guys, should I order the food and then come back? Or should I just quickly go and order it? But YouTube, should I quickly go and order the food and come back? Or can't they just make me a quick jacket, man, and I'll pay? All right, when they come past, let me see. Look, I'm taking the piss. Let me see if I can get tables. Oh, just pop over. Oh, Jermaine said to quickly order. All right. This is a chance for everyone to see my ensemble. All right, guys. All right, guys, I've ordered it, and then I'm gonna get my drink. Hi, YouTube. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, let's just have lunch together. We might as well, innit? Guys, that their chai latte here is absolutely exquisite. I'm not just saying that because they live me in here. Because you know me, I'm a lot. So if you got me, girl, I stay where I'm loved and appreciated, child. All right, so let's get into it, guys, because I think today's been a really good live. I'm glad I came on live. I'm glad that I got this on here because I think for me, I've just got to do a little bit of deconstruction and reflection around this whole situation with Timothy Bayoni, child, because oh, I need to put the charger in. 1 second, guys. This situation with Timothy Bayoni has really got me thinking, man. It's really started to open up my mind. Not only because when I do the content, I'm not trying to like destroy anyone or like try and break up anyone's marriage. I don't think I've got the power to do that anyway, to be honest. But receipts and evidence does share. I'm just here to kind of psychoanalyze the situation and also let people know the truth because that's also very important. Sorry, guys, 1 second. I just got. You lot, I'm so extra. Because this fit is bossing today, so I'm just trying to, just parade myself around. Because guys, do you not remember when the trolls came on and they were like, oh no, this plug's not working. Oh, is it my charger? Oh no, I might have to say bye to you lot, because my charger. Oh, there we go. All right. Do you remember when the trolls tried to come on and be like, "Oh, Leah, you're an attention seeker"? All right, tell me something I don't know, ho. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like outside in these streets calling me an attention seeker. Oh my God, thanks, Foxy. You're such a queen. My daughter was like, "Mummy, you look very nice today," because she's been on to me, man, about my outfits. When I'm picking her up from school. She's like, "Mummy, the leggings are too tight." I'm just like, where did this come from, girl? I thought we were free, Just Charles been on to me. So today she approved of the outfit. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit more about this church building. So, guys, what I want to let you know is you're not safe in majority of these churches. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Back to this tithing thing, yeah. This is why you had. I can't remember what preacher it was. Oh, God, it wasn't Winners. I think it's Redeemed. Who's the pastor of Redeemed? Is it a depot or because I know a Yedepo is, but anyway, whoever that pastor is, do you remember when he was saying that if you don't tithe, you're going to go to HELL? So again, do you see that the tithing, we just did the maths. Do you know what I'm saying? If like 300 people give, what was it, 200 or 150 or whatever, that's five grand. Okay, Adeboye. I don't know why I can never pronounce. I don't know why I never pronounce this guy's name. Yeah, him from Redeemed. Because I'm a bit rusty, guys. Remember, I don't have a roster. I'm not around my Nigerian ninjas anymore. So I'm just, but that's a good thing though, because it's giving other men, from other different parts of the world a chance, and I think that's a good thing. So yeah. So basically, the tithe, yeah, that's the bread and butter. So what the pyramid scheme is essentially, yeah, is you've got like the lower tier, and that's like the souls, like when they're out there winning the souls. So when they're talking about doing the work, there's different layers. But the fundamental thing will be to recruit. It will be to get the souls, to win the lost at any cost. That's the transcendent belief system. Do you see how that then plays into the ranking and the recruitment? And again, I'm not here to demonize Christian ideology. I understand that at a very basic kind of fundamental level, that the ideology does include the belief system that we need to go into the gospel, we need to preach to the lost, we need to preach the gospel, this, that, and the thing. So I'm not demonizing that. What I'm talking about is when it has a pyramid scheme and people are getting coerced and gaslit and abused, etc., to build this empire for a malignant narcissist and a tyrant. That's when I've got an issue. Yeah, because even the outreach and the evangelism, what are we doing that for? Okay. Let's strip this back. Because I was speaking to a survivor yesterday, and I'm going to use this case of this girl. Yeah, at the time, this girl was not. She was about 15. I hope I don't cry. Oof. Ooh, this is hard. I didn't think this was going to be so hard. So basically, she was one of my sheep. I was only 19 or 20 at the time, so I was a kid myself. And then I've just got this sheep who's like got herself pregnant. And then unfortunately, the baby didn't. Yeah, and there was a plethora of issues with the baby father who was putting his hands on her. When I talk about, I've worked with women, like with DV, I've worked with young people to do with Vogue. I've done everything. When it comes to working with young people, there's no capacity that I haven't worked with young people. I've worked in secure estates. I've worked in schools. I've worked in alternative accommodation. I've worked in alternative schools. I've worked in hostels. I've worked in prisons. I've worked at local government, in the mayor's office, managing millions of pounds funding. I've worked in local authority. I've done everything. Oh, you jobless girl, jobless baby. Right now, I'm focusing on entrepreneurship. I'm focused on building my own ish. That's what I'm focusing on because I've been working since I was 16 years old, child. But I'm not going to include the work I was doing when I was 16 because that was just so, my boyfriends could keep paying for me, child. When you've been with these guys for a little bit, these shotters, you've got to like start doing something to look like, you're trying. So I've worked in every capacity that you could imagine. And this young girl, when I tell you this is like one of the worst cases of DV that I've ever seen in my life, that like the stuff that happened to her, I won't be able to say on TikTok, yeah? This is how crazy it was. And this girl, like no support was given to her. No one went to the funeral of the child. No one went to visit her like that. Like no support was given to the point where if you ask where this girl is today, no one will know where she is. So because the focus is about money, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a business, it's about building a malignant narcissist empire. That's what it's about. So they can't give the care that is needed at an individual level. When you look at the work that I do, because all my work is about social work, case study work, working with young people in an intensive way. Thank you for the follow, my love. Working with young people in an intensive way, yeah. So it's about really working with that young person on a one-to-one basis, providing that intensive support, really tailor-making that package to look at, okay, I'm assessing this young person. What is their background? Okay, so they're a care experienced child and maybe they're presenting with you as you start to speak to them. They might have substance and alcohol misuse issues. So I might need to refer them to a drug and alcohol service. I might have to refer them to the housing team because they might have homelessness. So why is it that as a connections personal advisor and a lead intensive connections personal advisor specializing in learning difficulties, disabilities and mental health, why am I doing more work, supporting people more, putting more time, putting more energy into helping these people practically? Because remember, in a church, they will never help you practically. You will just get hyper spiritual, religious slurs and tones and regurgitated false doctrine. You'll never get, so this is how you apply for your tax. Okay, so we have coerced you, gaslit you, indoctrinated you to get married at 22. Now you are 32. Oh, you want to know where to live? Oh, I'm sorry, the Lord. You pray to the Lord. Oh, let me pray for you. Now that you are married, may the Lord Jesus grant you favor. May you be above and not beneath. May you be a lender and not a borrower. May the Lord open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing upon you. May the Lord be the Jehovah Jireh. May He provide your every need. May He provide you a house. May He provide you a car, and not just any car that is battered and ready to throw away, but a car that is fresh out of the shore. May the Lord provide. And you have sown into the ministry. The word tells us, we'll have robbed God, but you have not robbed God with tithes and offering. You have been faithful. So may the Lord remember you. I declare and I decree and I speak in the spirit that the Lord will open the windows of heaven, the self of heaven, the highest heavens of heaven, to pour you out a blessing. Yeah, so anyone can do it, baby. 18 years in the pan. 18 years. Yeah, so I know what I'm talking about, baby. When I'm talking, it's so much manipulation, so much gaslighting, to the point that when it comes to you doing anything, you've got to use your time, you've got to use your money, you've got to use your physical energy, you've got to use your mind. When it comes to these geezers, the Lord has spoken to me. And I want 10 people to give, 10 people to sow. But because these men, they're like king, tutu. Like they sit on the big throne. Do you know what I'm saying? Like molten gods. That's why when you do, I don't want to hear, you see you Pentecostal folk, yeah, you need to stop demonizing witchcraft. You need to stop demonizing any religion outside, like Hinduism, them, because you lot are the real worshippers of gods. Yeah? Because they're sitting in front of a molten image. You're like, oh, they are worshipping gods. But you lot are worshipping your pastors. Heavy child. The worship that you do up with your pastors is crazy. Like that type of worship. Ooh, child. Remember, I was in that Brahmas Kamara's World Spiritual University, guys, for a hot minute. And I can tell you that them people, they sit in front of like gold molten images. And I used to meditate on the guy's dot on his head. His name was Baba. The guy who's the cult leader of Brahma Kamara's World Spiritual University. If you don't believe me, go and Google it up. His name's Baba. Yeah, and you would just sit there and think. But I think that's what the mega church do up is way worse than that, man. Do you know what I mean? They're real idol worshippers in the cup, man. I've never seen anything like it, child. This type of worship, like, it's more intense than like the celebrities. Do you get what I'm saying? And I even feel like, even when the people are doing up the worship and whatever, at least you're going to a nice concert. Do you know what I mean? You might meet someone there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've had a nice time. When you go to these church cults, they're just rinsing you out. They just rinse you out. Everything's about rinsing you out. So anyway, let's get back to the structure. So they're out doing outreach here because they want to get the bums on seats, remember. But if they say to people, oh, we need to feed the chairs, we need to get we need 50 people because we need to cover the rents and we need to cover especially the gas bill. Because the gas bill last month, we didn't quite make it. So we need to make sure that we raise the money this month. People had to pay from their own pay to cover the electric bill. And we did say we was going to pay you back from the next month. But I think you can just bless. You can just bless the church, can't you? Just bless the Lord. Just see the offering that you gave towards helping to pay the electric bill. Oh, that looks nice. Thank you. Ooh. Ooh, that looks good. There's a bougie in her, child. I was thinking a 10 off of the jacket today, but now it's come up like, oh, okay, I get it. The presentation. Oh, you lot, man. You lot are thinging me, because I would have put this on Snapchat and acted like I was on a date. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't even care, you lot. This is ghetto talk. Let me let it cool down a bit. Oh my God, all right. Let me get into what I was saying. So the reason why there's so much rhetoric on like tithing and, there's a lot of fear. They use a lot of fear when it comes. Do you notice that whenever they're doing the offering or whenever they're doing like some sort of tithe or they're raising some sort of money, there'll always be like an element of fear. Like, will a man rob God? Or you remember when, do you remember when Cece bugged out? Oh, I'm going to need more cheese. Do you not remember when Cece bugged out that time? You know Cece Power, from NGRM. Oh, this is too hot. Do you remember when she bugged out because her church members didn't give her a birthday present? She didn't feel it was sufficient because they didn't celebrate her enough. They didn't give her enough money. She didn't get enough gifts or whatever. So she was on the pulpit. Someone recorded her, child. She was on the pulpit, not effing and blinding, sorry. But she might as well have been. She was calling people a PIG, that they stuffed their face. Cece said that people don't want to honor their pastor and give them offerings, but they're ordering Uber Eats every day, stuffing their face. And that when you come and bother me with your request for prayer, and I pray for you, you don't want to honor me on my birthday. But Cece, I thought that was the role of a pastor. These pastors have got it all wrong. You're not even supposed to get paid to be a pastor, child. Whenever I think about it, because they love to follow the Bible, why don't you not follow the Bible then? Why don't you not turn water into wine? Instead of making us pay all your bills, Jam, why can't these prophets use some of their powers to create, like money? Why can't they use their special powers? Ooh, do you know what I want to quickly bring up? Oh God, guys, this is nice, man. Do you know what I want to quickly bring up? Yeah, is and I just want to let any guys know that come across me eating. You might notice that I'm eating with my right hand, but this is because I'm talking and eating at the same time. When I do get taken out to nice places, of course my fork will be in my left hand and serviette will be getting said on said lap. I just want the man them to know, because I don't want you thinking that you take me out and I'd be eating with my right hand. I do understand etiquette. Anyway, guys, what was I saying? I've lost it now. Oh, sugar, what was I saying? It was about the outreach. All right, let me just go back on. Maybe I'm supposed to focus on this. All right, so that's why whenever there's an element of offerings, money, tithing, whatever, there'll always be an element of fear, because and also negative influence. Also negative influence. Remember we spoke about this, and I spoke about Stephen Hassan's influence continuum, and how negative influence is, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of like, negative influence is used to enforce the authoritarian structure. Because essentially what it's about, remember I told you there's almost a pyramid scheme with the shepherds and leaders as well, in that it's about influence. So what you'll notice is, if somebody comes into the cult that's got some sort of influence outside of the church, they get special treatment. Ooh, they're getting exposed real bad today, isn't it? Damn. I'm going to watch this back when I get in. So anyone who's got, survivors from Caris have come and told me that Michael Dapper gets a lot of special treatment. So he sits on the second row, like a good seat, like he's got David, a Rolex. Because remember, all these men of God really care about is money. But remember, they're doing up a lot of fakery. So it takes a long time to see these guys like true hearts. Do you understand? Because you're not really going to know if they really love God or not when they're first starting up their ministry and they're broke. Believing in God, on the hustle, they're on the come up. It's like a struggling artist. Do you understand what I'm saying? When they've made it now and they start to see the cash rolling in. Excuse me, can I get a bit more cheese, please? Yes, please. Then when they start to make it, that's when we see their true colours, boy. Because they're collecting the coins now. They don't care. So we start to see that all the things that they said, it just goes out the window. Oh, God is not a respecter of person. It doesn't matter. If somebody comes in with an offering, a big offering, we are not going to be able to get moved. We are not Jezebels. We will not be moved by money. Oh, so can I have a little bit more beans as well? Yeah, thanks, babe. I'm so ghetto. It's not enough here. Sorry, guys. So it just becomes like a tick box exercise, and that's why you'll notice with these church cults that it will be very target heavy. It will be very target heavy to the point where I've had survivors say that they've been to first lover's house and stuff, and when they've gone into the bedroom, they've got all these data, all the spreadsheets on their walls. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, when I look back, there was a lot of times when I think I was having breakdowns, psychosis. Do you know what I mean? Because and it seems all well and good. This is what I'm saying. At the time, it seems all well and good, but looking back, it weren't healthy and it weren't normal. So basically, there was the time where I felt like I was going mad, because obviously it's such a high control environment. So when you're in there, there'll be quite a few times when you feel like you're going nuts when you're actively in there, but you think it's the devil because they've indoctrinated you. Oh, hey, Robbie. Oh, the devil is a liar. Everything is the devil. Thanks, love. That was too big. You lot don't have dirty minds, but if you do, that's also okay. So it's always the devil, the devil, the devil. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's got any common sense, man. So it just like people don't take any accountability for the things that they do in there. You know, everyone's got the same thought process. Everyone thinks the same. Everyone acts the same. There's no autonomy. So when people don't question, because remember that's what they're unaliving, is your inability. Yes, nice girl. Is your inability to have critical thought. And remember, I told you I saw that TikTok video, and the girl was saying that basically freedom in its simplicity is the ability to make decisions and choices independently. When that ability gets taken away from you, you've lost your freedom. Let's liken it to prison. You know, that video it's been life-changing for me because I didn't know how to explain and express freedom and articulate why I felt like I was in a prison. But since I heard that video, I'm able to articulate it now, because that's what prison is. It takes away the person's ability to make decisions and choices independently. It's like you're on a regime now. Bang up at 5. Then you got wake up at 6. Everyone's got to be up. They're putting on all the lights. You got to go and have your little gym or whatever. Walk around the courtyard. Then they put people into segregation. They do the same thing in the church cults. It's a regime. They do a lot of rituals. The regime is the structure, like the service, 9 a.m. and you can't be late. You can't be late for the service. And then they put all these positions and titles and pyramid schemes and rankings within there, because then they want you to, like, that's how they keep you in the self-sealing system, because now you've got a responsibility, you've got a title, people are looking up to you, you're representing the church, you're an ambassador, you're a steward of God, now you're responsible for people going to HELL, you're a minister of God, you're a powerful woman of God, it's all of that. A lot of manipulation. All right. So they do up the recruitment. Oh, that's what I was talking about, the levels of influence. So they raise up the yeah. So if you would say, so you see, like for me, but at the time I didn't realize it. I was only 19. I was so young. Just come fresh out of X Factor. But remember, I started going before I went on X Factor, before I went on the show. Because I just told my pastor that I applied and whatever, but I hadn't been on the show yet. So it was like when I got on the show now and I was coming out, now I was out to, like, get more severely and heavily indoctrinated. So anyway, because I had that influence, I weren't thinking at the time that it was like this, because you're so naive. You're just going to the church. You just want to go and serve the Lord, child. You just want to go and pray and whatever. So I didn't think that they were using me because I had influence. I don't think that, because you have to remember, they're looking at now. Because my church cult used to be Lighthouse Chapel International. They didn't have First Love. So I was actually more known, more influential, had more influence in my area. Because remember, everyone had seen me on the TV. They were watching me on ITV News every night. Are you having a laugh? Millions of viewers, That's Simon Cowell. I was in his group. They put us together as a band. It was a big thing back in the 2000s. Are you having a laugh? Paparazzi were following us around and everything. It was huge. People knew about me more than Dag. That's how they grew North K. Anyone who says any different, they're a liar and the truth ain't in them. Everyone was following me to the church because I was like a bit famous. Do you understand? The man them were lapping it up. I used to bring rows full of people. That girl in the church, like over the top. And me, I'm bubbly. I'm like a sanguine. So I was talking they use, child. God. If you've got that type of personality where you're naturally a people person, you're confident, you can talk for England, you're a good negotiator, you're a chatterbox, you've got that type of influence and you've got that personal nature about you, child, they're gonna indoctrinate the hell out of you. Oh, thanks, Nassie, you're so cute. Thanks, babe. What they did was they broke me down. They taught me to be ashamed of the X Factor, because remember, they had to break me down because I couldn't come thinking I'd arrived, but I weren't even like that. Do you know what I mean? And the rest of the girls that when we were in the band, we always used to say we're going to do good. When we get rich and famous, we're not going to act like brand new. And we always used to take time to sign every book, every shirt, anything that the fans wanted us to sign. We took time to this was even after touring, because we did the X Factor UK nationwide tour, and we would, take the time out to actually meet with fans. And we always said we're going to do it because we had met celebrities who were just even going on like they were too nice for us. Do you know what I mean? Like Kelly Rowland, she's such a bee, man. You know, we met celebrities in real life. Oh, thanks, Nassie. The girls are lovely. Honestly, they really are. So when I came, I had a lot of influence. I was like famous. Do you know what I'm saying? And everyone was following me to church. I was getting the gangs in there. Obviously, they didn't stay, but I was getting the gangs coming. Do you get what I'm saying? And they were bringing all their little brothers. I just got this like this gift when it comes to like chatting. I don't want to call it evangelism and outreach because it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's not because in that thing it is all about charm and being deceitful and manipulation and things like that. So I think if you're good at that and you're a good talker, then you'll do well in it. That's what it is. Period. Point blank. So that's why I said to you the most messed up. Do you want to know what the most messed up group is in these high control church? Because it's these preachers. You know the ones that go on the street and they start preaching from the box of they're loony bins, child. Oh my God, I don't know how their wives do it. It's so embarrassing. And they'll be on there. Oh, you're going to go to hell. Damnation and fire. This and that. I need to get my megaphone, child. Because when I'm out about and about, if I see them doing that, I'm going to go and get my megaphone and fling it in their face and tell them about their trauma issues and why I think they're standing on the side of the street because they don't want to go home to their wives, child. You see them type of man there, oh God. They're just dusties, they're unhappily married. Those ones that you see on the street with the box out, whatever, they're absolutely unhinged. It's an outlet. They want to feel like they're doing something. Again, it's all about ego. Them man there, yeah. And they just married like walk all overs. So they can't even tell them, oh baby, instead of you going out every night, instead of you going out every day to go to Harsden, to go to the clock in Harsden to go and preach, baby, please pick up another job. Because if you picked up another job, then we wouldn't be in this 2-bedroom house with 4 children and struggling to pay the bills every day. But you see that man, he's worthless. He's a failure. So now he's gone and had, several children that he can't afford. He can't afford a home. He can't afford to clothe those children, not even himself. And so what he does is he runs from self and he goes on the street corner to preach because he's running away from his responsibilities, chat. He's no different from a guy who's going and cheating on his wife and not providing her with any, he's just rinsing out the wife and he's not even paying any bills. That's the worst. Listen, yeah, if you come across my content and you've watched it this far and you're with a man and he's effing out on you and he ain't paying no bills, what the hell is that? What the hell are you doing? What are you getting out of it? Thank you, my love. How are you going to be with a man that's walking all over you, cheating on you? You don't even know if the man's gonna bring you an STD. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of these wives have a lot of like STDs, and they're not thinking, oh, I need to go to the clinic. They've got a lot of like STDs and whatever, and it turns into other things and starts to cause complications and things like that. Complications with conceiving and you know what I mean? These fake women of God need to be careful, man. Especially the Nia Cereses of this one. Oh, as a virgin, I just used to suck a lot of banana. It's like these girls need to be careful with because when it comes to their marriage, are you not having some babies? That's what I'm saying. Like, you see, God, He's not a respecter of persons. You've got someone like Cece, like 48 years old. Onyeka's 29, they ain't had no youths yet. Then you've got a girl who's an SEX worker. And she's got like kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, because kids are a blessing, child. There's no one that can't tell me no different. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So it's like, it's just like God's ways are higher than our ways. It's all a mystery, guys. But in the church cult, what they try and do is they try and find the solutions for the unexplainable and the things that only God is able to provide, give us and explain to us at a personal level through going within. being still, meditation, meditating on the word, whatever. That's what God reveals for you, for your life, because it's your individual journey. What they do is they make it corporate and they package God. Do you know, like in a corporate way, like a business. So everybody's worshiping the same. That's what it is. There's no autonomy. There's no freedom, guys. Like how we're in this world and we're trapped. Look at what Keir Starmer's doing, the American president. This is like it's a mirror. The cults are a mirror of society. It's like they're like it's a projection of what happens in society. And the reason why these men are able to get away with it is because they're just doing it like from a smaller lens. You know, like in that little hub. That's all it's about. It's just live. All right. So let's get back onto this shepherd structure. And then when I finish this script, guys, I think I'm going to go. Well, I've been here for ages. All right. Guys, I was supposed to start writing some more of the book today, Jen. All right, so they've got these like mini pyramid schemes within the church cult. But I look so fine. I'm feeling like maybe I should go somewhere and get a little drink. Get someone to pay for a drink. Oh God, do you know what, guys? I should have seen if that Nigerian spot was open, man. Oh, sorry, guys. All right, so there's these little mini pyramid schemes, and basically there's influence structures within that. So when you hear them saying they're going to do the work, they're going to do that. Remember, they have to package it in a certain way to deceive the people. So they won't say to you, "Oh, we need bums on seats to make money." So instead, they'll say to you, "Oh, we have to do the work. We have to establish people. We have to go out and win the lost at any cost." So you got these people where it's like a food chain almost. You get what I'm saying? So you've got people at the lowest level, and then they'll start with little things like, "Oh, join new believers. Oh, let's go out to Nando's." That's how they love bomb you. They do up that first. And that's all a test. It's all like how can I explain it? It's like a test of trial and error because you're trying to see who's going to be more receptive to the system and what you're selling. So once they say, "Oh yeah, okay, I don't mind, I'll come to New Believer," once you say yes, oh God, that's when they're going to run you down. They're not going to leave you alone. They're going to be harassing you. They're going to be on your team like 24 hours a day. Oh God forbid. Guys, what you need to do with these environments when you go, don't be so fast to join any schools. Don't join any ministries because they're like Jehovah's Witnesses. Pentecostalism is like Jehovah's Witnesses. So once you join a ministry or you do something that they tell you to do, like you join something, New Believers or ministry, whatever, they then have in their mind, like you're in their head, you're now their sheep. So they are now seeing themselves as the shepherd of your soul and the leader of you. And then they're going to be doing up their dark practices and their witchcraft. So when they're in their yards and whatever, they're going to be doing like, you know what I used to do? I used to have all the names on my wall of all that, my prayer, what did I used to call it? My prayer list. And I used to have all the names and I used to pray. And then I remember one time my pastor came to my house and he saw it up. And he's like, "Oh, that's very good, Leah." You're praying for the people. So you know, like they do a lot of unannounced visits as well. Because you see, like when we're looking to like give you like a leadership position or we're looking to promote you or whatever, then what the pastor will do is he will like actually come to your house unannounced, or he'll send a shepherd to come unannounced because we want to see what you're doing. All right, when we come up unannounced, what are you doing? Have you got Bishop's message playing? Are you? Because we want to be able to catch people. Because remember, it's not a church; it's a cult. So they've got to monitor you, and they don't trust them. They don't trust no one because they're not believing in God. They're believing in the cult leader and his structures and systems. So that's where the monitoring and the surveillance comes from, the control, because they have to be sure because they're corrupt. So they need to know that you're indoctrinated, like you're really about that life. So when you go, "Oh, that's good, Leah, you got the prayer list," so that's like a tick. Do you know what I mean? When they come in, the house is clean, tick. When they come in, it's maybe like Ida's playing or there's some worship where I've got Dag on, you know, the TV. And guys, it was so weird back in the day. Oh, hey, friend. It was so weird back in the day, yeah. Every single person in the cult, right? They had like a mini library because Dag has the Macarius. You know, he writes all the books, but we would have to have like, oh, God help me. we would have to have a library of books. So every old school person, yeah, that's from Lighthouse Chapel International, Mustard Seed, PSC. I don't know if the First Lovers do it, but I think they do. They'll have like a little bookshelf. It doesn't matter how small the house is. they could live. They could be sofa surfing in someone's yard, and they're gonna have, you know, a little bookshelf on the corner chair with Dag's books, because they worship him, they honor him. It's like an altar that they create for Dag. That's what the bookshelves are like. It's like an altar, yeah, of worship, a shrine of worship to Dag. And so everybody would have the bookshelves in their house, and the most serious Christians, because if the pastor came to your house and they're not seeing bishop's books displayed in your house, then I mean, are you really a leader? Are you really doing something for the Lord? What are you doing? You don't have bishop's books. We can't see them. Oh, what is that? So I had my own library. I used to have, you know, that IKEA, because I'm a reader, I'm smart, but they underestimated me. Again, they stereotyped me and they judged me because of my beauty. So no matter how hard, guys, could you imagine what that's like? Because they always talk about like different things, but we don't, because it's like it seems shallow, but it's not shallow because it's real. This is happening because I was so beautiful. It's like they stereotyped me, and it's like they saw me as like the strange woman, and they kept it. It was like nothing that I did, and I was going hard. So I was taking in a lot of information, like just reading all the time, like trying to prove myself. And it's just wild. If you got a nice figure, oh, God forbid. Do you know what? There's some girls, yeah, because I had it rough. But remember, I don't have the body. So you see, like I could, when I started to like dumb myself down and, you know, just wear my natural hair and have my hair back, and I didn't wear, because even when I don't have on makeup, you know, I'm still bussing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I would have to like really be plain, like no nails, like it was mad. But the gal them that have body, they're the ones that I feel sorry for the most, especially gal them that have body and like they're overdeveloped young. The men will prey on them, the preds in the church, and be sleeping with them girls, like passing them around. It's so sad. I feel so bad. Like honestly, guys, it's so sad. So although like I had it wrong, I feel like women with like who have shape, and that, especially if you're, oh God, if you're the triple threat where you've got good body, you're pretty, and then you're intelligent. Oh God, them gal there, they don't even stay because they beat them down so much. They can't stay. Like if you're like a 10 out of 10 across every single book, you can't stay in them environments. That's why you don't see gal like that, like 10 out of 10 gal in the chat. You don't see them gal there like that. Do you know what I mean? Because they just bully them. They just break them down, man, until they're nothing. You'll see girls come in that are confident, beautiful, got their ish together. They've been raised by strong women. Their mums taught them well. They come in that church. Oh God, give it 3 months. All you're gonna hear about is beloved. Oh, I can't wait to get. So you've got a girl who had dreams of opening her own salon, you know, traveling the world, maybe doing some work to empower women. Like they had all these dreams and goals and visions. As soon as they start going to these church cults, like that's it. It's all out the window. None of that matters anymore. Now, they're going to let go of their dreams of being this like worldwide business tycoon, and they're just going to serve the Lord in this backdoor church, RPF, in the back streets of South London. Do you know what I mean? And just take orders from this man and get married to one of these dusty men in the church. You know, I feel so sorry for the women. Do you know how much of my life I wasted in that Blood Clot church? They got women in there like idiots, waiting on the Lord. Like, most of the man them in the church, you know, they're in the clubs on Saturday and Friday. They're seeing a plethora of gal them. You have to remember that when they go in the church, the men are the minority and the women are the majority. So the men feel like kings. Like the men thrive in them environments as much as they break them down when it comes to relationships. But remember, they indoctrinate the women to believe that their desire will always be to a man. Oh really, Dag? I think I'm proving you wrong, false prophet, because my desire ain't to no man. What you said? You said that every woman's desire will be to a man. My desire ain't been to a man for a year, baby. That no one's touched this coochie for a year. I've been celibate, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? So what are you telling me about my desire will be to a man? I'm what's the word? Saying no to men every day. If my desire, and these are not, listen, it's not even dusty men, you know. These are men that girls would unalive to have chatting to them in these streets. But I'm just not on that. It's not what I want. Yeah, no, but do you know what? It is soft life. They turned me into desiring a man, and I was never like that. I was never built like that. So you could come from being raised from like a really strong, like a queen of a mum. Do you get what I'm saying? Then you start to go to these church cults, but you're just a boss though. You start to go to these church cults, and then before you know it, you've completely lost yourself. You don't even know who you are anymore. You're running after some child. Believe it. Oh, I want to have a kingdom building marriage. I want to. We're going to be kingdom builders. We're going to build the Lord's house, and we're going to work. We're going to work. So when you're in there and you're just working, women are getting like. Why do you think the women look so bad in there, guys? Do you know what? I'm so thankful that we're coming back to like. I'm seeing more content creators like, and these guys are fine as hell, child. Oh my god. You know these TikTok, some of these TikTok guys, oh god, I just think that, you know, I love a bit of eye candy. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's getting hard in here. Anyway, there was this fine MF child that was on there talking about where are the women with the natural bodies. Oh god, I was in them comments. I was like, we here, baby. We here, baby. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong if you've had your body done or whatever, because guys, I'm not gonna lie, if I had the peas, I would definitely get a you know what lift, 100%. I'm like that one, or non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Do you know what I mean? Like I get a thing job tomorrow, so I'm not here, and I could be slightly hating because if you've had the money to get it done and then I don't have the money to do what I want to do, so don't take it personally, ladies. Okay, I'm not doing this to like segregate. Because one girl in the comments, she was like, "Oh, I haven't had anything done because I'm broke," and I was bossing up, child. But yeah, more guys are like, you know, come into this thing of like they want natural women, they want natural bodies, like stuff is changing. Do you understand what I'm saying? But they've been telling lies for so many years that it's like women's validation has been in like this kind of like sex symbol, and it's no different from the church cult. It's no different from what they do in there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's a whole load of like sort of like unspoken rules and laws for women to abide by and to follow, because they in there they work on a punishment and reward system, a positive and negative reinforcement system. So basically, one of the ways that they get women heavily and severely indoctrinated and they trap them in the self-seeing system is through the husband. And what they do is they'll do up a lot of black and white thinking and a lot of demonization of men in the world to make women have fear. And they play on the women's fear because majority of the women that come there, they're going to be young, not have had a lot of experiences, having a boyfriend, not really had a lover, like, so they don't know nothing. So they're just listening to the pastor, and they capitalize on that, and then they dangle the husband like a carrot, because it's the husband, it's the pastor that's going to tell you, or your shepherd, if you're ready for marriage. And then remember, they've got a system and structure in there. Everything's a pyramid scheme. So now when you want to get married, the guy has to go to your pastor. Not to you, he'll go to your pastor. He has to ask permission from your pastor. He'll go to your pastor to see if your pastor is going to give him a recommendation. So do you see that people are not getting married because, oh, I love the guy. The guy is getting married to that woman because she's a slave. That's why. Because she's been up underneath the pastor. That's why I'm saying, like, these man them that marry the gal them in there, I don't need to destroy the church. You destroy each other. Because that girl's being deceptive, being fake, being up underneath the pastor's derriere. She's been doing choir, not for the Lord, but because she's seen Timmy. And now Timmy's showing an interest. And she's got the system now, and she knows that she needs to get recommended by the pastor. Do you see what I mean? It's all smoke and mirrors, Jack. So if you're in there and you clock the system, it's like any system. That's why there's a lot of like benefits frauds and whatever. Because once people like clock the system and they know how to manipulate and finesse it, they will be able to get what they want. And it's the same in the church cult. Like once you clock the system, that's why I said that what they're left with, majority. This is why you're like, I want to destroy the church. Babe, I don't want to destroy the church. The pathway to hell is broad. Y'all already on your way, baby. You lot are already on that broad path. I don't need to do ish. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I was caring about the mega church so much, I would have aged by about 10 years like the women in the church cult that are my age. Where are your 38-year-olds? Let's bring them out. Because I've seen you bring Ben. Ben looks like he's about 50 years old. Ben looks like he could be my father, Ben Blythesmith, and he's younger than me. Let's see the women. Where's the women? Where's all the women that are my age in the church cult? Let's all bring them out. Come on. Chop, chop. Come on, Bishop Richard I want to see the women. Where are the women that are my age? Let's line it up, man. Line it up, man. Let's see how they look and let's see how I look, because you don't know when I put my picture up from before how I used to look a hot mess, like someone's mother's auntie. Do you understand what I'm saying? What are you telling me? So that's how they get the women in the chokehold. Okay, because they use it and they long it out. Like they'll be like the girl could be there for a year and someone could want to come and find the girl. Oh, are you ready? I don't think you are ready. I think you need to serve more because they want it because it's like a reward. And then you have to remember the other girls who have been there for 10 years, 7 years, 5 years, they're waiting on God and they're doing everything and sundry. Because remember, it's performance based. So it's like, you've got to be doing really well to show that. So this girl who's just stepped in, but she's gorgeous. And maybe she comes from, and guys, I don't want to be stereotypical, but I have to go from what I've seen. And I have seen guys who have been effing with girls who have been heavily involved, may not be on the whole 9 yards, but they've been doing bits. And then this beautiful girl comes into the church cop like she's fresh. Because remember, they're narcissists as well, so they're constantly discarding and supplying. Oh yeah, this is a quick FYI. Bambo, George, and Joe from Pastor George, Bambo, and Reverend Joe from London Apache. I will be exposing you because I'm going to be starting to do, I'm going to be naming and shaming the essay and the preds across all the church cults, and I'm going to do a call for it, especially UCKG. So what I want to say is, just to give you a heads up, Pastor George, Bambo, I don't know if you're a pastor yet, and Reverend Joe, you will be getting exposed with pictures and receipts in tow, because I've had another survivor come forward to me and tell me that George essayed her, and the same with Bambo. And Bambo was in the church sleeping with about 3 or 4 girls at the same time. So they will be getting exposed with pictures and Bambo's Hinge profile. Yeah? Okay. All right. So just moving on swiftly from that. Yeah, me not have no time. Me not care. 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 Because when I break it down like this and I really deconstruct it and I really pull it apart with a fine tooth comb, it pisses me off. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you have such an intricate system? You see me, I've never been played in my life. I've never been played. It's not a no. But do you know what? Do you know what I just felt like? Actually, I haven't been played in this situation because now they're seeing what I'm capable of. Do you know what I'm saying? So they lost out because they needed people like me, like all of the OGs that have left the stuff with this type of vim and power and love for God. Oh God. They needed people like me for now. Do you know what I mean? With everything that's happening now and people are confused, they don't have the shepherds. They don't have the people with the knowledge. They've got a lot of new shepherds, like them new shepherds. Remember that they've got to deceive people now. Because I'm speaking out more people are speaking out more, that they're becoming more versed. But the reason why it's crumbling and it's falling apart at the seams is because they don't have the shepherds, as like a response. And they're having to, and then what will happen in Lighthouse is they're going to now go backwards like Caris, and they're going to have to start trusting people a lot earlier and they're going to be trying to put more responsibilities on people, like giving them more to do earlier on, and it's just going to F it up. People won't be able to hack it. So something's got to give. And because Dag's church has been built off loyalty and disloyalty, not everyone's effing with that. That's what he needs to remember. Not everyone's effing with that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's only the most traumatized that are going to take in that message. So it's just it's a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending cycle, but it's just I just don't know why these men of this caliber keep watching me. It's like, is it giving that I'm interested? But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of that in there, guys. So now that people are wisening up, they don't have people with the right skill. They don't have people with that skill, like because remember, people who were there, like we were like master manipulators. They'll call us evangelists, but we weren't evangelists. We're just master manipulators and deceivers. So all of their master manipulators, their deceivers, like their best, we've all left. Like oh my God, do you want a musical, mystical manipulation? Oh, chat. I'm going to go ahead and give myself the crown because I was doing a musical, mystical manipulation for 18 euros. So when it comes to musical, mystical manipulation, that's why I was able to coin it as that and call it that, because now I'm deconstructing on my role. and what I was doing in the cult and what that meant to me. And when I'm deconstructing it and I'm going through like the Lifton criteria for the Thought Reform program, I'm looking at the influence continuum, I'm looking at the works of Dr. Yanya Lalage, and I'm looking at the characteristics of a cult, I'm looking at bounded choice, I'm looking at thought reform, and I'm coupling all of this up together based off my experience and seeing the input and the outcomes and the mystical manipulation used, the musical manipulation which is used as the driving force to propel this congregation into worship or to usher in the Holy Spirit. I don't know what Holy Spirit they are ushering in. I don't know what the Holy Spirit they are ushering in. Because I thought the Holy Spirit was already here. But anyway, they teach a lot of false doctrine, and I don't have time. I don't have time to be preaching sound doctrine and be trying to do occult psychology at the same time. So I bring it in as and when I can. All right, so back to this little structure, and then I'm going to start finishing on this one. And then, sorry guys, I always get distracted by a bald-headed Nigerian man, sorry. Ooh. All right. So back to like this influence continuum and this pyramid scheme and the structure within it, and I'm going to end on this, yeah. So with this outreach situation, how they do it is there's smaller pyramid schemes, yeah, where they'll be raising people up, but the main thing is we want to establish people. Like that's the goal. Like that's the main goal, is to recruit, and then once you've recruited, you now need to establish, because now you need to start raising people up like you. Yeah, so they put them into like it's almost like a kind of mentorship program. That's how I would describe it. And I think they call it mentors. Are there any Kara survivors here? I'm sure that you not say mentors and disciples. David is such a mess. So sorry, y'all. God, these pastors are a mess, yeah. Oh my God, they've just been sitting on their throne for years, boy, pointing fingers, breaking people down, chatting about women, unaliving women from the beginning of time, deleting the history of women. You get me? Like, it's crazy outside in these streets, man. Yeah, so they do have like a mentorship program, like a buddy scheme, where they'll like couple you up with people. So a lot of the time, so they're like Jehovah's Witness. So when they go outside and they recruit you, like they get your number or whatever, once you've given them your number or you stop for them, or they're like Jehovah's Witness, guys. This is how I need you to be thinking. You see, like if you open the door up to Jehovah's Witness and they come in your house, they believe that you're part of that 100 and something thousand, people chosen, the remnant that are going to heaven or whatever, with Jesus as the archangel Michael. Oh God, Jehovah's Witness cracks me up, child. Their doctrine is wild. So the same way that if you open up your yard, hey Paris, you open up your yard to a Jehovah's Witness, if you stop for these people on outreach, they're going to think that you're like, it's a sign from God. That, do you know what I mean? And if you give them your number, that's why they're onto you so much. Like it turns into harassment, because they're so eager to get the people in, but they're so hyper spiritual that they're believing, oh, it's God, and then they're pumping them with all of this indoctrination of win the lost at any cost. You have to forceful. You've got to be forceful. And then we saw Bishop Richard preaching the other day. Are you a leader? Are you a leader of your people in the bus center? They do micromanagement. And then the pastors will be there preaching, indoctrinating people. So guys, what I need you to know is when you stop for them and you give them your number, that is it, game over. Because they believe that you're going to come to the church on Sunday, they'll be praying for you, boy, with their mind-altered practices. And these people are in hyper-religious states, yeah? So when you actually come and they see you like on Sunday, like I used to cry sometimes when people came. I'm in a hyper emotional state. I've got BPD as well, child. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? My emotions, I was emotionally unstable from the jump. So now, like when I've invited like a family member that I've been waiting on, like my brother, for example, that's been in and out of prison his whole life, do you know what I mean? And then he comes one day and he just shows up. I'm like, oh my God, this is the Lord. I can't believe it. The Lord has answered my prayers. My dreams have come true. You know what they do? They crush and unalive all dreams in you, because they're dream unalivers, all creativity, every type of everything you have, and then they make you have like lower your standards to the point where you have like really no dreams, but your dreams become the cult leader's dream. So it then turns into like your sibling that's maybe been a bit wayward or been in a gang or whatever, and now they turn up to the church, but it's such a hyper religious like toxic, unhealthy, influential, high control environment, that the person will just be weeping and just feeling like overwhelmed, like, oh my God, my family members there. And these are the kind of things that you need to look at when you're in the church. Like, how do they act? How are the members acting? Because remember, it's through the behavior of the members that we can tell if it's a cult. Yeah, it's through the members' behavior. Because when you see the cult leader on their own, unless you're Anya Kapawa or Timothy Bayoni, it's going to be more difficult to detect it. But remember, actually, with Timothy, no, Timothy's weird as how, and Anya Kaman. It doesn't matter how much they fake it. That's why they've only got kids in their church, yeah. And then they'll have people like Bayoni and Onyeka. They'll have very young people in the church, yeah, that is easy to influence. That's going to fall for their pappy show. And then there'll be a few of these aunties, and they'll be like very hyper, like praise the Lord. You know, them aunties, they're just gods, like they're probably not going to realize in this lifetime that they've been severely indoctrinated and they're wearing abuse as the crown. You know, them EVIL or aunties that are just they mask their failures, their failed marriages, their single marriedness as like hyper spirituality. The most spiritual in the church, they're usually the most wicked women, with the most insecurities. They project the most, and they are in separation with their husbands. but just wear the ring at a certain time. They wear the ring to come out. Yeah, that's what they're doing up there. So I don't even know what I was saying, guys. I'm going on for England today, yeah. But the long and short of it is that there is a lot of deception in these environments. They will have a smaller pyramid-like scheme where they will prey on the vulnerable and the weak, and they will use fear tactics through control to get people, through the negative influence. So remember, it's a hierarchy. It falls from the top down. Yeah. So the negative influence comes from the cult leader, but they don't know it's negative influence, because remember, everything's reverse psychology and it's very intricate. So they're going to see it as like a loving father, just like they see rebuke as like the love of the shepherd, the love of a father, the love of they're breaking you down psychologically, Jen. They ain't holding back. And they've brainwashed the people into thinking that abuse is love and love is abuse. They brainwash you into thinking hate is love and love is hate. That's why that's saying there's no love like Christian hate. Oh my God. When I saw that quote in the comment, I said, that's it. Because they're talking about love, but they're only giving you HATE. That's all they give you. But they come in the name of the Lord. They come in the name of the Lord, but they're really of the devil. That's why when Christ is talking about the sheep dressed in wolves dressed in sheep's clothing, that's what God's talking about. You know, that deception, that deceptive spirit. And the thing is, guys, they twist and manipulate the scriptures because they are Satan. So they've got to twist and manipulate them and gaslight us, because then we're going to see them in the scriptures. That's why whenever they talk about, many false prophets will rise up, they kind of skim past it. They might mention it because it's like it's the elephant in the room. Do you get what I'm saying? Like this, whatever. But what I will say is that but what I will say is it's just all lies. It's all lies and deception. It's all lies and deception. It's all smoke and mirrors. So the cult leader will literally have a lot of systems and have a lot of structures in the environment where he has the thought reform program and the transcendent belief system. And that is why everybody's doing everything that they're doing. Is this making sense, guys? Can you let me know if this is making sense? Because I don't just want to be babbling on, but I feel like it's making sense. So just quickly back to this pyramid structure thing, because I really want to expose this, man. And I'll use some of this content. I'll bite it down and I'll put it in, I'll post it on TikTok. So guys, if you want to see the highlights to this almost 3-hour live, I'll be posting it on TikTok. If you want to see the full live, you can get that on YouTube and Instagram, because I am on live YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at the same time. Yeah. Okay, so they've got the pyramid scheme where they're out evangelizing, recruiting. Once they've recruited, then they need to get the members to be established and committed, yeah? And that will be like leaders at a lower to mid-level management, yeah? If we imagine it like a business. So those shepherds will probably be like, they're the real workers. They're the ones who put in all the work for it. Because the higher you go up, it's like management. Like, you get paid more for doing less. Yeah, so that's what it's like. So that's why, like, a lot of their pastors, they've got like old glory, like they're washed up, and it will be all the people on the come up that they'll be doing triangulation and be these pastors who have been in the church for 20 years, they've laid it out. They've been in the church since they were 18, 19, 16, got married, had all their kids, laid it out for the church, given all their money, helped to build their church, blood, sweat, and tears. Then they get tired. Wouldn't you naturally get tired when you get into like your 40s or 50s and the pastors will be like, oh, the pastors, once they get the title and they have the title, that's it. They don't want to work again, do the work of the Lord. Just like when the wives, before you get married, you're doing everything to please the man and to prove to him that you will be a good wife. Then once you get the ring on the finger, you are acting brand new. You're acting brand new. You have forgotten the days when you were crying out to God for your husband, weeping on your knees, crying out to God, and now God has given you a husband. You're ungrateful. It's just so much manipulation and gaslighting, man. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So they do a lot of that. They do a lot of that to gaslight and manipulate people so that they can maintain control over every area of your life, because they want to maintain. And you see, that's influence. But do you see it's negative? Because they manipulate and twist and distort the message of God to fit their own narrative and agenda. So that's propaganda. That's what propaganda is, when you're trying to get someone to like believe or take on your rhetoric. Oh, thanks, Alita. I think you gifted me something, innit? All right, so once they've got to establishment level now, and you're a sheep, they've recruited you, they've got you established. And guys, I want you to know, it's not easy. It's not like, oh, they just go out, they recruit. They would have spoken to about 50 people that day, and maybe out of that 50 people, because I think in one of Dag's books, he says that you got to talk to more people, because out of the 50 people that you talk to, I think it's either 5% retention or something. So what you'll notice is that they'll just come up to you, Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. So when you walk down Peckham, you'll get a lot of Jesus loves you. Jesus loves, because that's their opening lineup. Especially when they got to recruit for something like Swollen Sunday or Sit by Your Soul Sunday, or the pastor, or God forbid the cult leaders coming from Ghana. Do you know what I mean? Now we've got to get all the bloody bums on seats. Do you know what I mean? And they're working us like a dog jab. So they're now saying to us, you've got to win the lost at any cost. You've got to bring the people in. And then they're having all these shepherds meetings with you for hours, preaching on what it means to be a strong Christian, what it means to be a good shepherd, what it means to be a leader. You know what I mean? Because it's all indoctrination. They need to program you and get you radicalized, you get you riled up. So that whole week where a strong Christian, they'll be preaching a strong Christian, what it means to be a leader, I don't know why, backsliding. They'll just be teaching human fecal matter, because now they need the people to be doing more. Yeah, they need people to be doing more in the cult. So they will start to program people and indoctrinate them with that mindset, because ultimately, for the cult, and do you know what, guys? I've been behind the scenes in meetings where they've said, "Oh, okay, we're going to lose the building. We're no longer," because they're absolute animals in there. They're barbaric. So they'll be like renting out certain spaces, but they'll leave the toilets nasty. The toilets will be stinking. The gal them don't know how to wash their coochie. So the stench that will be coming out of the toilet will be sickening. Do you understand what I'm saying? The man them, they're not flushing the toilet. They're peeing all over the toilet seat. It's nasty, man. I used to clean the toilets back in the day. It's stinking there, like reek. Yeah. Why was I saying all of this, child? What was the point I was getting to? Oh my God, I can't remember. Oh, what was I talking about, guys? Oh, I've completely lost my train of thought. But anyway, let's just go back to the pyramid scheme and the structure. So, in essence, what they're trying, because they want to put bums on seats. That's ultimately what they want to do. But you know what? Going back to that toilet thing, I don't know where I was leading to, but what I will tell you is that they get people to do a lot of menial tasks and roles as well, almost as like humiliation. And also they get the girls like who clean the toilets and stuff. These are the girls that they want to like break down to become like some sort of laves and servants. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, to rent the spaces. Oh my God, no, Teme Tope, you are a G. Yeah, they leave the toilets nasty. Like my branch, North K, they got kicked out of 2 venues because remember, they've got all the young people coming. They don't respect people's property. Like RPF, they'll get kicked out of that venue soon because the neighbours have been complaining, and there's a church that's close to it, and the woman there, the female priest, has been trying to get them out because they're disrespectful. They don't care about people's parking spaces. The same with 2A Carden Road. You know, like you've got people living on a residential area. Imagine if you were living on that road. They've got no empathy. They don't care because we've got to do the spirit of the Lord. We've got to follow the spirit of the Lord. We've got to work for the Lord. So they'll just be parking on all the spaces. Guys, it's so bad. And like RPF, you see, it's like a club. Like all the cars are parked, like on the side, on places you can't park on. So they just take the absolute piss to the point where they give them so many chances that they just evict them. They don't give them no warning. I've got receipts. I've got emails from the OK Club. I've got an invoice that they still haven't paid from back in the day. So when they got kicked out, do you know what I mean? It then falls on me. Like, I've got the pressure now. I've got to go and find this venue. So now when the pastor comes on Sunday, we've got to raise money. I need 20 people to give £100. Yeah, because we need to pay off the rent where we currently are, and then we need to get a new deposit for the new place. And they're not going back to Daggy with Mills with his £1 billion, £1 million fortune. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm just ignoring you. I'm just ignoring you. You're worth nothing to me. I'm going to ignore you like the gal them ignore you. Yeah? So I would have to go and find, do you get what I'm saying, a venue, to have to go to find, to rent, to do. It's so much pressure. So much pressure. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it gets to the point where, there's a fine guy there. There's so much pressure. So it gets to the point where it's like I'm laying myself out now. I don't know whether I'm coming or going because I got to get this venue. But the congregation, they don't know that we're getting kicked out of the venue. The pastors just come in saying that they need the offering. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you're in the outside, you don't really know what's going on. But when you get brought closer to the pastor and you're behind the scenes and you're getting to know what's happening a bit more. As the years go on, people start to clock it. Do you get it? So that's why a lot of the OGs, they leave. They leave once they clocked it, because once you're there for like 20 years, sometimes it takes people 20 years, sometimes it takes people 30 years, sometimes people will never leave. Yeah, it's a lot of entitlement, so they don't really keep the buildings. You'll notice that the most toxic churches, they'll be moving if they don't own the building because they haven't got any respect. And then when they dash them out, what the devil is a liar. Do you know how many camps we had with Daggy with Mills? And we would be in these, I'm trying to remember some of these hotels. But anyway, we'd be in a hotel. And you know how hotels are, especially that they'll rent like what's it called? Radisson. And you know those type of hotels. And it's like most people that are there, we're all ghetto. We're all from the hood. But the cult leader, he's got these grandiose ideologies and they've got the money in it. Because when they connect it, because these people, some of them are so hood and such villagers. They've never left SE15. Do you get what I'm saying? So the first time they're leaving the ends is when they're going to the Radisson for the camp. So they don't know how to carry themselves. And these hotels, they come with like this bougie kind of like looking down on people like, why are you here? But remember, we're paying like 5 to 10 bags just for being here for a conference. So they kind of have to manage us because they wouldn't really let people like that in the hotel. But because they've got so much money, they allow us. But these people are villagers. They're from the slums. So they don't know how to behave. So they're speaking loud. Oh, Jacka, no, in their language are loud. And they're doing the most. Do you understand what I'm saying? Congregating all. You've got the women with their legs wide open, with their friggin', the picnic, the coolers. Oh, God. You'll see the women in there with their big coolers. Oh, I thought you were good. It's just bush. Just push behavior. You got the young people, just being ghetto as hell. So now the hotel's looking at them and they're like, they're a bit loud and they're not respecting our facilities. Do you know what I mean? And they're just in there. You got the guys are nasty. They'll pee all over the toilet seat. I used to clean the toilets. The man in there are dirty, Jack. So they mash up the toilets. They've got no respect. Like in the hall, they'll be leaving bits of stuff, like just bottles of water. They've got no common courtesy. And they don't care about the planet. They don't teach things like that, like how to respect the planet and take care of our world. They'll start to care though. When we don't have any friggin' oxygen and do you know how brown the earth is? But they don't care. Their head's in the clouds. So now, I remember a camp I went to. Bishop Dag was like, the devil and contractors, the conspiracy and the people conspiring and lying. They want to get us out of the hotel. That's what they want to do. So now they come, then they take, because remember, cults lack accountability. So they're not going to come and say, oh, do you know what, we're bush. Like majority of the people here, they've never been to the Radisson Hotel, not a day in their life. They couldn't afford it. These people can't afford to book a hotel room in the Radisson for their wife to have freaky time. The only time that they can afford to go Radisson is when it's a camp and it's by force and they're telling you that you've got to come, otherwise you won't be a leader anymore. So it's all fake in there. It's all gaslighting, it's all smoke and mirrors, it's all lies. Yeah, so that's what they do up in there. So a lot of the time, they can't hold down venue spaces. They can't, and that's why you'll notice when they have these camps or they do anything like outside of the church, like whenever they go anywhere, it's like in the middle of nowhere, because they want to keep you trapped in the self-esteem system, but also they want to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. And those type of hotels like Radisson, Hilton, they'll kind of be on you a bit more. So they like to be in like very secluded spaces, isolated places where they could just do whatever the hell they want. Because remember, they don't give us drinks. They don't give us food. They put us in mind-altered states. We're constantly in there. That's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? So when we're looking for these type of venues, we're really, it's coming with clear instructions. Yeah, so it's very manipulative and they know what they're doing, because ideally the cult would just have everyone on a compound, really and truly. That's what they would be doing up. But because they can't do that in places like the UK, what they will do is they will encourage people to live together. They will do a lot of these kind of like trips away, but they'll call it fellowship and koinonia, you know, like Caris, liars. All right. So once they're doing up the little pyramid scheme where they've recruited you, because now you're their sheep. you're the shepherd of their soul. You've replaced Jesus, all. So now you're like the shepherd, and then you've got to now establish them. So now where it starts going into the ranking and the soul winner and people getting promoted and lifted up and seen as a leader, and seen as a soul winner, and seen as an evangelist, and seen as a prophet and a pastor and an up-and-coming man of God, is your ability to establish the people. Because to be honest, there's a lot of like, even with the evangelism, like it could just be someone who's bubbly or has like a good personality that can bring in a lot of people, but your ability to establish the people and teach them the doctrine, that's different. That's on a different level. To raise up people to be heavily because now that means that you're an indoctrinator. You can indoctrinate now, and you have been programmed enough and brainwashed enough that you have passed the program now, so that you have the ability to program others. That's how deep it is. So now when they start to see that you're bringing in people and then you're establishing people, that's when you'll start to get the title like shepherd of this, bacenta leader. But anyone can do anything now because Dad's desperate. But back in my day, there were people who were shepherds for 10 years. That's why there's people who have been pastors for about 15, 18 years in Lighthouse, and they only made them a reverend like 2 years ago because I started speaking up and started naming people. But unfortunately, the people that they've been promoting, like Pastor Joe from London Apache, he's been groping and essaying the girls for many years because his wife's back in Ghana and he was always running around in these streets telling the young vulnerable women that he doesn't like his wife. He's even told my sister, he said it in front of me, he used to say it to my husband, Joe's just a mess. But because they're so desperate, it's people like that, like people with serious pred behavior that they're appointing as pastors. So these spaces ain't safe, and it's just, you know what, it's just a sinking ship. That's what London Apache is at the moment. It's Titanic. They ain't got no true talent in there. Their praise and worship leaders are a bunch of 304s. Do you know what I mean? They've been sucking on since the beginning of time. Do you get what I'm saying? Them gal, they are loose. So when they're doing praise and worship, they're fighting for their life. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no free flow. There's no God's presence or whatever. It's just a bunch of novices in there. People who are traumatized. And guys, I'm going to end on this. If you've got any questions on TikTok, I think there's a troll in YouTube, so I'm just gonna ignore you, like because you know narcissists, they hate to be ignored, and I just put my phone there so I can't see the comments. I'm too fine, I'm too pretty, I'm too beautiful, I'm too fine, I'm too sexy to be responding to dusty trolls. All right, have you seen me, baby? I don't respond to that. I'm too good for you. You never get to speak to a woman like me a day in your life. Are you having a laugh? But because I'm here talking about your cult, you think you can get access? No, baby. So, yes, if you've got your questions, guys, just put it up because I'm going to go in 5. I will be back on later. But basically, once they've got you to establish the person and they can see that they've indoctrinated, you can indoctrinate many people. And then you need to be kissing the pastor's ass. You need to be coming to every single meeting. So this is where we bring in the fake trad Christian model, to which they're going to measure your commitment level against this yardstick, against this trad model, which is how many times you're attending a week, if you pay your tithe, did you get married to someone inside the church, are you attending the meetings, are you involved in all the prayers, all the, it goes on and on, the camps. You get extra brownie points as well for understanding like certain things of the doctrine, camps, like knowing where bishop is traveling to. Like that's what they say a hard follower is. A hard follower, like you need to know where he's preaching, when he's preaching. So right now, say like Dags in Wagadoodoo. Yeah, because he goes to some strange places. So you'll be like, you'll be sitting in church because everything revolves around dag. It's the dag world. So you can't talk about anything else but dag. But now they're probably talking about other stuff because they're trying to conceal it. But the hardest followers and the ones from back in the day, these are the people that are leaving, the older people that they need to build the church. We'll be like, oh, where is that preaching, Charlie? Oh, he is in Ouagadougou, I'm sure. Oh, yes, he's in Ouagadougou. He's preaching on a strong Christian. Yes, I love it. What was your favorite part about it? Oh, my favorite part was, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the vibe. So you got to know where he's preaching, what he's preaching. You got to be able to provide points. Because everything revolves around dag. So if you don't know what the trending topic is, because remember that's what social media is like. So it's like you've got your own fake social media in it. All revolves around the cult leader. So you've got to know what the trending topic is. You've got to know what dag's preaching and teaching. You've got to know what dag's on. Because if you don't, you're not going to get into the elitist, and not even the elitist groups. You're going to be isolated. You're going to be outside of the group because they're not talking about anything else but dag. What he's preaching, his book, what the pastor preaches, all revolves around dag, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So it just turns into like a cesspit of worship and adoration and idolization of dag. Is absolutely sickening. So that's why you've got these young people like absolutely radicalized. Do you know what I mean? They don't know their left from their right. They are discombobulated. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? They are severely indoctrinated. Like these kids are going through severe like MK Ultra type of indoctrination in their chair. Like the brainwashing is wild. And you know, like you have to be a genius to crack this because they're evil geniuses. It's so intricate and so organized. It takes such a high level of academia and knowledge to understand this because they're manipulating they're breaking universal laws, child. They're breaking universal laws. This is why they're going to get judged heavily. And that's why Dag's falling apart at the seams, child. And then he's even been getting Joshua to preach. Joshua, you see Bishop, you and Joshua. You see Joshua, Dag, you would know there's so much about Joshua that you don't know. I haven't been talking, I know the tea about Joshua, but I'm not talking about him because I want the girl the women that he's abused, I want them to come forward when the time is right. Maybe it will be after Dag unalives, you never know. Because then he's like, this powerful whatever. It just takes, it takes the women time to come forward. Are you enjoying this, trolls? Never had it so good in your life, have you? You just love me to hate me, don't you? Because ladies, men, this is what they love. They love the danger. They love the excitement. They love, do you know what I mean? Men love, they love it. They love all of this, man. Got these little trolls in here. You're being an absolute fruity one, man. You've got a beautiful woman in front of you. You're here to plead your allegiance to Dag. Look at you, you're pathetic. All right, guys, I'm gonna go because I'm feeling myself. When I get like this, it always goes left. So I hope that it's made sense. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I want to add to this to tie it up. Yeah, I think what I want to say is, so after they've established you, and then you start to get the ranking and the titles now, because you're establishing a lot of people, you're helping to grow the church now. So remember, bums on seats equals coins. So now how they're looking at you, and then they send you off to start a branch, and then that's when they see the anointing. But they just want to see how much money you can make. So that's why a pastor like Daniel, who got sent to go and start First Love, and he was just started a normal branch at first, because that church was bringing in 6 figures, because he was getting, I think at their peak they had about 1,000 in attendance in it, Soft Life. So that would be seen as like a 6-figure business, or like a moderate. No, that would be seen as quite a big business, wouldn't it? Like you're getting 1,000 people a pop, and he's bringing in 6 figures. There's not many branches that are going to be able to bring in 6 figures, apart from what Bishop Richard did. I think Charlton, I don't know how much Charlton was bringing back in, but Charlton had a lot of people in attendance. So the only church cult branch that I could think that was matching that was branches like Charlton. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? So it's deep, man. It's deep stuff. So when they start to see that they send you out and then you're making a lot of money for them, it doesn't matter what you do. You could rape a woman, you could essay a woman, you could, as long as you're not teething Dag's money. Because if you teeth Dag's money, you're out. You've got to leave the church. But if you essay or rape a woman, it's the woman's fault. And they're going to put her in a state of interrogation and transfer the pastor, like Pastor Daniel, give him a brand new shiny title, call him apostle and bishop, because he has influence. He knows how to do up the negative influence, and people follow him. Yeah. So you can see that this is not about winning souls. This is not about being sold out for prize. This is not about. Can you teach us about MLMs? What's MLMs? What's that abbreviation for? The music. Can you let me know what MLMs mean? Yeah, I am. You know, it's the TikTokers, man. We just love each other so much. We just always want to be on here, sharing and spending time with one another. Oh, you had just over 1,000. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Because you know, there's a survivor that's come from First Love Aston, and she's got major receipts, and she's willing to speak out. She don't care. So I need to catch up with her because I also need to do a piece on. Guys, there's so much I have to do. I can't even lie to ya. Ooh, let me get my charger. All right, guys, I think I'm going to start heading off now because I've got to charge my phone, and then I might. Oh, guys, I'll probably charge my phone and come back on live, you know, because I don't even think there's any point me going back to the house because it's almost 1 o'clock. Okay, so are the music saying multi-level marketing? Oh, yeah. I have looked into this. You know, Timothy Bioni, he had a business in marketing. So, you know, marketing is absolutely crucial to establishing and growing these church cults through a lot of those manipulation tactics. So that's interesting. Oh, you think it's a pyramid scheme? It's kind of cultish. Okay, all right, I'll look into that then. Multi-level marketing. Thank you, my love. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. It's been a wonderful live. I've had a lovely time. I wasn't expecting to stay here for so long. Thank you so much, guys, for all your support. And thank you so much for liking the live. I thought I'd come on today and get done up because, you know, I'm always in my bonnet. You know, sometimes they can forget who she is outside in these streets. So I just got to come on sometimes. Like pretty girls, we don't have to bother, babe, because we get man them in our 90 and our bonnet. You know, the pretty gal them. We don't have to do much, babes. That's why I'm always like that. You having a laugh? I just go and my skin. I don't want to be doing up makeup and doing up all this. My skin and my hair. I like to maintain my natural beauty. Yeah. I know the trolls are hating. All right, you lot, I'm gonna go now. But thank you so much, Mans. Thank you so much for being an absolute just absolutely indoctrinated because I don't want to mess up my thing. Thank you so much, YouTube. If I can figure out how to end the stream, please subscribe, please follow, please share the content because it all helps to create awareness and get the message out. I appreciate y'all. See you later. Instagram, thank you so much for watching.